All right, we are live on YouTube. And if
Anatomy
TikTok would
Mondays.
open, thank you. We are live on TikTok as well.
Yay.
I noticed after we hit go live, TikTok takes quite a while to start responding.
Oh, interesting.
There we
Dahlia,
go.
hey, pancakes,
welcome,
hey.
welcome.
Welcome. Anatomy Mondays, it's here again. Hey, Lexi. Hey, Momo. Awesome.
All right.
Probably everyone's favorite day of the week.
Everybody's
Anatomy.
favorite day to watch us draw anatomy while they avoid doing it themselves.
Don't be the majority, be the minority.
Yeah, half of chat's gonna be like, OMG, how did they know? They called me out. Hello, Dahlia Pancakes, Lexi.
Fico Riggs, hey.
Hello, Fico Riggs, Salem.
Awesome.
Hope you are all doing pretty well. I guess Christina's going to be doing some warm-ups to start.
Yes, I am. And you can do these along with me. I think warm-ups are very slept on. People, especially beginners, don't do warm-ups enough. It's almost like doing the scales on the piano. You're like, man, do I really have to play the C major scale or like just move my hands in sequential order? But it's like, really, it really helps you play better instruments, and warming up also helps you with drawing better, even when you don't realize it. So one of the first warm-ups that we're gonna is called the Lion King grub. You've seen this before, but I decided I'm gonna call this Lion King grub because it looks like a grub. I think it's cute. This is great for folds in the skin or folds in the fat, and we're also going to do a bit of exercises like this where we draw a form and we add a center line and some form lines. Hey, Ed says, got forced to draw anatomy today.
That's great.
Good. Isn't that good? That's great.
It's fun. It's educational.
Nice, Rin. Nice job working on your Secret Santa. Oh,
Yes.
Poppy, you have arrived. You're not allowed on here. Sorry, kitty. So.
That's funny.
What?
Just she's jumping up.
Yeah, she is. She hasn't done that in a while. So maybe I should have let her on for a little bit. What you're gonna do is you're gonna draw two S curves. They can be in any like distance apart. Like you can make one that's like pretty close together and pretty even, or you can make one that's like a little bit more extreme, like this. And all you're gonna do is you're gonna draw a bunch of like rolls around it. They make them look so delicious. What the Lion King grubs? Yeah, that was probably one of my first mukbangs I ever saw. Was silly Lion King eating moments.
Working on your Secret Santa. Nice.
All right, I'll take a picture of Poppy for y'all.
First draw an S, then a more different S. Yes. First draw an S, then an S over the S. And then a bunch of S's over the S's.
Yep. Well, I didn't get a picture of her face, but I got a picture of her
Can
body.
you do human torso in different angles? Yeah, we'll probably cover that a bit today. We're doing some simplified anatomy stuff, but we're starting with some warm-ups as people pile into the stream.
Yeah, basically draw a lot more S curves over, like around and over.
How is everybody doing? Are you guys doing the Secret Santa too? Yep, I finished my Secret Santa thing. Awesome. That's fun.
Nice.
The blue ones are my favorite. Blue.
The blue grubs? The red ones were my favorite.
I don't remember Lion King enough to know. I think I've seen it like once, maybe twice as a little kid.
The way they drew the mouth looks kind of silly too. Like that.
So yeah, today we are talking about simplified anatomy. So in the past, we have talked a lot about the anatomy of the body, the different muscles. We've color-coded them and all that sort of thing. Today, we are going to be talking more about how to turn people into things that are a little bit more detailed than just cylinders, right?
Yeah.
We're going to be taking essentially cylinder people and adding little bumps and overlaps to turn those cylinder people into what looks like more than just like little mannequins, right?
They look more like people, closer to people.
Yes, but this is a warm-up. Warm-up
Yes.
time. A little bit of warm-ups. I highly recommend you warm up before starting your drawing session. It's like warming up. Now, you can warm up by drawing. Like, I like warming up by doing figure drawing, like minute and a half or 2.5 minute or 3 minute figures. But when you're warmed up, it's like rolling with advantage on every line.
I would say that helped for me. Like once I warm up, most of my lines will go where I want them to. It's like working with like extra stabilization, but that's like not super like wonky and weird. It's real nice. So yeah. So I'm just kind of varying the sizes of these little pieces or rolls, I guess. Some of them are a little bit smaller than others. This one's a little bit larger. And then sometimes I'll occasionally draw like a tinier one in the middle, just to keep it, give it a little bit of extra variety. These will also work for clothes. These are like spiral folds, right? But for humans, it's like, we can probably see some when, you're twisting the arm just very subtly, for example. Like here's an arm, here's the back of the hand. Looks like a bit of a twist, right? So we need this motion so that, we can draw more fluidly. And I think that's part of drawing anatomy, that's part of drawing muscles, but also more importantly, that's part of drawing form. So I recommend, like ideally, spending 30 minutes to warm up or more. The more you warm up, the better anyways, but like some people only have 30 minutes. 30 minutes I think is a good time for your brain and your hand to connect to each other. So yeah, like normally I would probably do more. I'll fill the whole page with all this stuff. Like this next one that we're gonna do here is just drawing random blobs and putting form to it. Because when you draw anatomy, when you draw muscles, you're going to have to show the direction. And that goes with even just like drawing the basic forms of the body. So like here's a center line. This is where I'm deciding to look. And then I can, as Colton showed this before, but you can either like look or like down at the form, or you can look up at it by curving the lines upward. So this is all depending on what you want to do. This is where I think people who draw animals really shine, because they know how to kind of intuitively do this, especially if they've drawn a lot of animals.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
I would say people who draw a lot of animals are really good at shape, like language and S curves and C curves and stuff all the time.
This is great for the bean as well. Like just kind of hinting a little bit at what we're going to be doing later is when you draw torsos, you're like, okay, yeah, this is the shape. This is the overlap. Here's a center line because that's where I'm looking at the torso. Here's my wrapping lines. We're doing the same thing. It's just not bodies. It's just blobs, which I think is easier than like trying to dismantle a whole entire body and try to, mess with all that. So yeah, just work with random blobs first. Let's see. Colton likes to do this where he's like, you know what? Maybe instead of making this completely smooth, maybe we can add a little bit of like a dip. That changes the form a bit.
Hello, Lau Rose Sketches. I was like, is it Rose's Sketches? No, it's
I thought it was
Rose
Rosie.
Huh?
I always read it as Rosie for some reason. Maybe it's because
Roseskeetches.
Yeah. Like, look how nice and gorgeous it is. I mean, and I think extra bonus points if you draw a little bit, if you draw through the form, like that shows like even more extra. This is extra credit. Wonderful.
But yeah, just got here. What's happening? This is Anatomy Monday. We're gonna be this is warm ups right now, just like some form drawing exercise warm ups and stuff. How do you properly start learning anatomy? It feels so complicated, and I feel like I need it for my art to look good. You don't. You honestly don't need it for your art to look good. Anatomy is pretty overrated. Like, complicated anatomical information is kind of overrated. It's not really that important.
Yeah.
Simple understanding of the muscles And good, solid foundational skills is plenty.
Mm-hmm.
Very rarely will you see all the muscles. Very rarely will you see so many muscles that you need this complex, deep understanding of everything. And references help. I'll fill in the gaps all the time.
Yep.
So if you can draw people, if you can draw that underlying structure in three-dimensional space with a decent pose, you're like 90% of the way there.
Mm-hmm.
You're like 90% of the way there. Like literally, talk to any like high-level professional artist. They'll be like, oh yeah, anatomy's not that important. Like you need some anatomical knowledge, but not a lot.
Yeah.
It's those foundational skills like design and dimensional drawing.
Yes, and this is, part of dimensional drawing.
That's much more important generally to a
Yeah.
good-looking drawing.
Yep. Absolutely agree on that.
Yeah, I would take a figure drawing class. Take a figure drawing class, learn the basic proportions. Can y'all look at the camera? I need a reference of y'all. You need my eyes pointing directly at you. Like,
Did you open your eyes wide?
there. No, I just raised my eyebrows.
I practiced drawing my cat. Good.
Yeah, do it. I haven't drawn our cats a single time.
Yeah. Like, look, once you add in like muscles, this could be a deltoid. This is like the shapes. So understanding how to draw form just by adding wireframes around it, knowing where you're looking is really important. So I think we're done with the warm-up phase. Maybe we can start going to like 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're going to do some 2 people because that's really simple to do. And then we're going to add forms that make it go beyond the 2 people. I think 2 people is way easier than adding anatomy. And I actually really recommend it because you can also do some gesture. So we can talk a little bit about gesture. We'll see if we get like to that. But
We'll talk about posing probably more so.
yeah. So 2 people is basically you're simplifying your body, and instead of adding, like, let's say you have a pose right here, and you're like, okay, yeah, my pose looks like this, but it all just kind of looks like stickmen right now, or like, I don't know, S-curvy stickmen. To elevate it, you can just start adding wraps. So a cylinder, as Colton has said before, is not this. That's not a cylinder. Unless you're looking straight directly at it, but that's besides the point. This is not a cylinder. This is a cylinder.
Mm-hmm. Got to give props to our teacher, Will Weston.
Mm-hmm.
He's got that famous, this is not a cylinder. This is not a cylinder.
Yeah.
It's just so good.
It's
so
really
good.
Do you guys post recordings of these lives to see later?
We're
Yes.
live on YouTube right now.
Mm-hmm.
You can go over there and rewind the stream or watch any of our previous streams.
Yep.
Are you guys planning to ever do lesson in shading 3D shapes with color? Yeah, we did them. We
Yep.
did one.
We have.
Not too long ago, we did some lessons on color and color theory, talking about warm and cool. Talked about a still life that I did in a class that I taught. We did a quick little still life live on stream and talked a bit about color theory and value and shapes and stuff like that. And then down here, did a little bit of rendering,
With adding
talking
color.
about hard, soft, and lost edges, which are our 3 tools to work with for when it comes to edges. But yeah, that's a stream that we did not too long ago. You can find it on our YouTube channel.
I think you guys convinced me to get the Huion tablet. Oh, did
Really?
you watch the video?
Well,
Click
make
the
sure
link.
make sure you click that link in the video because we want Huion
to see how
to
many
send us
clicks-
more tablets in the
Yeah.
future, and maybe even do like giveaways in the community.
Yeah, that'd be sick. So, how do we turn this into a 2-person? I've already started on it, but this is basically turning this kind of measly gestural rectangle into a form. So cylinders are great to show, like, what direction are we looking at? Like, are we looking at this like a macaroni where the ends are going away from, both ends are going away from us?
I'm glad though. I really like the Huion tablet. It works really good.
It works great. It
Yeah,
does.
like super impressed by it. Yeah. So if anybody does end up getting a Huion tablet, if you use that link that we posted in our video, Huion will know and they'll send us more free stuff to review, and we might even be able to do some like giveaways in the community in the future.
Heck yeah.
Because they said they were open to collaborating and stuff. And honestly, you know, screw Wacom.
Screw Wacom.
Their stuff is super expensive. It works good,
Bro,
but it's super expensive.
I was checking their website for like the Cintiq Pros, and I was like,
they're like $3,000 or $4,000.
Well, yes, that too. And if you want to get a stand, you gotta get it separately.
And it's $500.
And I'm like, bro, Huion literally has like a stand that it sends like
It's
along
insane.
as part of the accessories, and I'm like, bro, this is crazy. It's so good, and it's so stable. Oh my gosh.
Honestly, I want to review every single kind of
Huion tablet.
every kind of tablet brand that's out there. Like I would love to. The reason I'm not gonna go out and buy tablets just to try them, because like what's in it for us? Like we already have tablets.
Yeah, we want.
So when they send us stuff, it's great because we don't have to buy it and we can tell our thoughts, and our audience benefits a lot from it. I love that still life. Awesome. I'm glad you do, Lau. I need to do more still lifes, honestly. Strength Training Anatomy is a good book. Yeah, it's pretty good. Again, it's one of those really, really anatomically focused books. So like it's good for learning anatomy. It will not make you a better artist.
Yeah, agreed. I think it's like good for nerdy stuff, you know, if you want to go like super intimate with the details. Go to a convention, try the stuff there. There's tablet conventions out there.
Yeah, again, it's still tons of effort for us to do it.
Yeah.
Driving all the way over there, setting up the time, taking work off. It doesn't really benefit us at all. It benefits it might benefit the community, but like, yeah. Which I'm not against doing if we're at a convention or something. You know, maybe they'll get better, you know, and also fingers crossed that Adobe eventually gets better, because there's really big backlash against Adobe. Hey guys, hello. Well. That's funny to me. Wacom advertised a tablet with an AI drawing. You know, we got an email from an alcohol marker brand, and they were like, "Hey, like, can we send you alcohol markers to try out?" And I was like, this is interesting. And I went to their page, and the like little images that were like, "Oh, this is what it looks like," they were AI, and I'm like, I don't want to try this brand.
It's like immediately kind of discredits the, you know, even the
it's not even like an accurate representation of what it looks like.
Yeah.
But anyways, you know, I digress. Let's go back to our
little figure drawing demos.
To our figure drawing demos. I can't draw shapes. Everything. If you put a pencil on the paper, it is a shape. Yeah. It is impossible to not draw with shapes.
Okay, square.
I mean, like anything. Any mark you put on the paper is a shape.
That's true. But like you can also go like, okay, well, like that's a shape.
So like you definitely can draw shapes. You mean you can't draw the shape that you want? Which is hard, by the way.
Yes, that is actually quite hard.
It's hard to do that. So, you know, it is hard to draw the shape that you want. It takes practice.
I mean, sometimes what I'll like try to create new shapes is I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna combine all this stuff. And be like, what's this interesting shape in here?
Anatomy Monday. We gotta stay focused.
Yeah, we do.
How do you get better at digital? Do digital a lot.
Yes, do a lot of digital.
Try a lot of stuff. How do you get used to something? By sinking hours into it, honestly. You know, trying stuff, pressing every button. Press every button, try everything.
Try all the layers, try all the different stuff.
If you mess something up, restore default settings and start over.
Yep.
And then just, you know, draw a lot on it.
Is Adobe not good for drawing? We do use Adobe. We use Photoshop. It's fine for drawing, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it works fine for drawing.
So, I think when we start with figure drawing, we want to start with the step that is the least risky or the least intimidating. And before I do like two people like this, I'll sometimes like to just start off with something like this. It's like more advanced stick figures. Like if you have a stick figure that looks like this, you know, like you're partially there. it's a representation of a human body, right? This one is like more elevated where you're like, okay, I want to mark out my proportions. I want to mark out like, oh, the general gesture of my arms, which, and legs, which you can use curves. And if you use curves, you can easily turn them into tubes, which makes a transition even easier. So I really recommend even just drawing people like this first, and then you add thickness. So let's go ahead and take this guy. Thick. But when you're drawing two people, you don't have to worry too much about like body type. You can just worry about like overall uniform thickness. Like you don't have to make them super thick. But just kind of like I guess.
You want to go to Lightbox Expo someday? Let's go next year. We'll meet up and have, I don't know, food at a restaurant or something. We're planning on going to Lightbox next year, Lau. That would be fun.
Yeah. So this turns into a tube. This kind of macaroni shape. Maybe we'll show that this rib cage is facing up. This is facing down a little bit, perhaps, or maybe even facing up. That's totally fine. That's a bit of the perspective. This can all just be tubes. And what I do for limbs is I will start thick and then go thin towards the wrist. Thick and then thin towards the ankle. That's generally more accurate. There's always going to be some form of tapering in bodies. So rarely you'll see legs the same thickness all the way through, right? From the knees to the calves. Like it's very rare to see that. It looks kind of swollen. So you want to make sure that you're like, oh, adding a bit of nuance. But, we'll kind of talk more about that later. Like if you can get your figures to this point, you're basically nearly there.
Yeah. Like literally.
Yeah.
Already thinking about volume, already have pretty good proportion. The gesture and the pose is working. Like you're like 90% of the way there.
Yeah. People don't realize that just by putting just these simple steps, they're like, oh, there's a person.
You guys recommend Procreate over Clip Studio? Nope. Anything works. Just draw.
Yeah.
Just try stuff.
There's also just different like purposes for
every
the different
program works good.
Yeah. It just depends on what your needs are. Like, do you want just something more like minimalist with everything that's there for you, and it's portable? Procreate's probably better.
Every app works great. Like honestly, it's personal preference.
Yep, absolutely agree.
Like everything works good. Pros, use anything. We were talking to a guy named Alex Brock at a con, and he's a Magic the Gathering artist. He literally uses Krita. He like goes completely freemium, right? He goes Blender, free, Krita, free. And he uses that to do MTG cards. He's super good too.
I always have issues with the pelvis and creatively using legs and poses. Well, I think the creativity with the legs and poses just depends on like your what's your intention of the pose, because any pose can look pretty unique. It just depends on the intention, right? We'll talk about that. So we did some warm-ups, we did some two people. And then we can take this a step further and be like, how do we make this look even more like a person?
Tips for 2-minute figure drawings. At 2 minutes, you're just focusing on the essentials. So like probably would get to like this level that Christina's at right now.
Yeah.
If you get to that, you're in a really good spot. 2 minutes to get, your gesture, your pose. Obviously, you should be doing this from reference, right?
Yes.
2 minutes to get structure, simple volumes, proportions, the energy. That'd be great for 2 minutes, honestly.
It's almost like what can you it's like what's the criteria, right? And sometimes it's like if all that you have is just like this in 2 minutes, it may just be that you need to go a little bit faster or like try to get more confident lines, but that takes time.
Art is very process driven. So, find a good process and then practice it a lot. And there's lots of good processes, right? There's lots of good processes.
Yeah.
How do I get my poses and expressions looking less stiff? If you deal with stiffness, that's usually it's like a static versus dynamic issue.
Just want some
Yeah, it's like it'd be probably a static versus dynamic issue. So, first off, stiff is kind of how people start. So your drawings will get less stiff as you just draw more stuff and try more things. I would try to draw a lot of different organic things, right? Draw organic stuff, draw animals, leaves, plants, roots, like low stress doodling and experimenting. You'll start to get a feel for it.
Yes.
I would definitely say, take a figure drawing class. Do a bunch of gesture drawing, but focus on like the pose itself. Maybe do like short poses. But it is difficult in the beginning for sure.
Yeah.
It's always difficult.
It really is. Well, because like, you got to get used to like juggling a bunch of different things. So let's talk a little bit about the forms of the torso. Like this can be part of the next step, which is like, okay, let's add a bit more form. Let's add a little bit more dimension. So one of the ways is simplifying them as tubes. That's definitely one way, but also adding a bit more structure by, let's say, like adding a bit of a boxiness to it. Oh, here's rib cage. Here's your pelvis, which is a box generally. Simplified. And then there's like a bit of a squishy middle. I really like this because there's a bit of structure and a bit of organic feel. It's not too rigid where like you're only doing everything as a box. I think this kind of exercise is good for if you want to like do a bit more perspective, if you want it more perspective heavy and you want it more analytical. This one I think is pretty good if you kind of want to do a mix of both organic and and more structural, right? Because your rib cage and your pelvis are bony landmarks, so like those parts have to be more on the harder side, whereas this side can be a little bit more like slime, like buckets of paint.
Squishy middle always gets me. Generally you'll have a pinch side and a stretch side. So like squishy middle, you can see Christina's got like that side which droops, and like this is super mega exaggerated, right? That's like drippy.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily a torso.
Yeah.
You'll a lot of the time have a pinch side and a stretch side. Someone, can you teach how to foreshorten? Not today, however, we do have a recent live stream that you can go check out. We talked about perspective, foreshortening, measuring, using the horizon line as a measuring stick relatively recently. This is from I don't know, a week or two ago.
Really? Was that a week or two ago?
I don't remember when it was.
It was on Thursday.
Was it on Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay, then this must have been on Thursday. And then,
whoa,
what's this? Thank you, Duff Pappy. I'll get to that in 1 second. We talked about fisheye grids. Now, this is a little bit advanced. I shouldn't say a little bit advanced. This is very advanced. But we did talk about fisheye drawing, moving your vanishing points within a fisheye lens.
Once a fisheye starts coming on, people are like, ooh, interesting.
Oh, yes, the very fun fisheye stuff. It's actually pretty hard to find good education on fisheye lenses and complicated fisheye drawing. But we talked a little bit about that. But this is like the really important stuff when it comes to foreshortening. Right here. We talked about vanishing points and the basics of perspective. We're actually going to continue on this. And we've done a lot of see, this is like 45 degrees looking up in fisheye perspective. I don't have any of the documents open right now, but we basically cover that in the past. So if you want to go check it out, you can go to our YouTube channel and check out our recent live streams. But Duff Pappy, is that it?
Yeah,
I can't see the whole name because YouTube crops it. With a $10 super chat. Thanks for doing these streams. You can put this in your tip jar. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can we get some W's? W. Perspective is my worst enemy. It's really not that bad. It's very simple. It's very, very simple. But you do have to practice it. You can't just know it. You have to practice it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much, Duff Pappy. That's a wildly generous of you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I mean, it even went to the ada, which is like a pretty big.
Yeah, anything 10 and over is ada.
Yep.
And below is
Wow.
Yeah, that's an ada.
Yep.
Ada.
I'll talk a bit about the squishy bit really quick. What I like to do is I will think of it like, okay, here's your egg, which is your rib cage. Here's your pelvis. So rather than it just being like, like super symmetrical, it's actually more like slightly melted cheese where it pulls down and then kind of bulges over a little bit here. I'm exaggerating, but like generally this is kind of how the squishy middle's like, with a bit of an exception if you are more toned. If you're more toned, it's going to be a little bit more straighter with a bit of pooch. But if you're a bit more flabby, like me, I will look more like this, which is kind of more like a pear. And it generally almost always ends at around the beginning of the pelvis. So that's kind of like the general like shape and form of it. Once again, if you're more toned, it's going to be a little bit straighter with a bit of the love handles right here. But like, we can go more into that as we continue building on this pose because we haven't actually done that yet. But how long should one practice?
As long as you want.
As long as you want.
I mean, there's no rule. You're not going to get attacked if you don't practice a certain length. So, yeah, as long as you want. If you want to get really good, it's going to have to be a good amount.
Yep.
If you want to reach the professional level, you got to practice quite a bit.
Well,
it's one of those things. But there's no rule. Like, you don't have to practice a specific... I'm very nervous when I see the word should.
Yes.
Should immediately is a red flag to me because it would initiate, like, guilt.
Yes.
And therefore, most likely backfire.
Yeah.
And you get, every once in a while, you get, like, people who are just like, I'm super hardcore. I practice 5 hours a day. Then you look at their work and you're just like, no, you don't.
I practice 5 minutes, take a 30-minute break, draw for another 5 minutes, take an hour break.
Scroll on my phone until my computer goes to sleep.
A little bit every day is better than 5 hours once a week.
I wouldn't necessarily say that.
Because I mean, I don't know what a little bit.
What does a little bit mean?
Because a little bit could be 5 minutes, and if you do 5 minutes times 7, I'm just saying, like, I'm exaggerating for the point,
No, I would say the 5 hours once a week is pretty good. You actually have a good amount of time to warm up and start exploring different concepts and stuff. If you do like a little tiny bit, you don't really get a lot of depth. But I mean, anything is fine. Like, again, there's no rules.
Yeah,
you can do anything you want. And this comes from, I've taught students for a very, very long time. I have many, many, many friends that I know that I met with before they ever drew, and a lot of them are professional artists now, and I know their habits and practice schedules. Like, this, it doesn't just come from like what I think. Like, I've actually seen it a lot. I've been doing this a long time.
And we also mentor students, and we have them go through, a lot of hours.
I've mentored dozens of students one-on-one. I've had many, many, many classmates in different classes that I've known for many years at all different levels.
Yeah.
It's just based on my own, like, experience with things. That's why I say it.
Yeah. So when I'm drawing, like, limbs and, I should have done this earlier. When I'm drawing, like, arms and legs and stuff, I will generally connect using spheres and cylinders. Now, this is kind of like if you want to go more analytical about your forms, like, oh, you really want to show the perspective of where this cylinder is going, where this cylinder is going. Like, you want to be very, like, clear, right? So this is kind of like the in-between stage before doing something that's more people-like. But, like, here's this underwear shape or underwear form for the pelvis. Right in here is the ball joint of the leg. And right below that is your leg. That's how you connect. That's how it's like bridging the gap, right? Because once we add a bit more anatomy on top, you're basically just using this form right here as a base. Like, you're just connecting. You're like welding these parts together and adding a little bit extra.
The what, huh?
What?
The chicken.
Chicken scratch.
Oh. The username. The chicken scratch has appeared. Be gone.
Well,
Nah,
that's
you're
very
you're welcome
necessary.
here.
Yep.
There was actually a question earlier. Doodleby. What should I do to make my strokes more confident and less scratchy? Practice that exact thing. Try to draw lines in one go, in one fluid motion. Like if you have difficulty, if you tend to find that you're drawing a bunch of lines and you want to avoid it, right? Chat, remember, this person has asked, how do I avoid this? How do I avoid doing this? So if you find that you're doing like this kind of thing, right? And you want to avoid it, practice drawing lines in one go, right? So you can, there's exercises for it. One of them is good. You draw a line, you draw a dot, and you just do this sort of thing. You draw a line, you do one line, right? One line out, and go through it. I need to turn, this is weird. There you go. I'm still not very good at drawing on this, at drawing smooth lines on this Intuos, right? Dot the end, dot the end, dot. Try to hit that line in one stroke. Ooh. Oh, I totally missed. Oh, well. Right? You can go below. These ones are hard for me.
And actually notice how he's still going at a pretty moderate pace. He's not going super slow.
Yep. It's just an exercise, by the way. Like, it's just something you can fill up pages with. There's also S-curve exercises, right? So you can go dot, dot, here's a line. Or here's a dot. So you can go from top, S-curve to bottom. S-curve to bottom. S-curve to bottom. What's up?
You have someone that says, the end of Chino taught me how to do that, and he told me to watch your lessons.
Oh, hello. Yeah, I
student.
haven't heard from Chino in a really long time.
What's that?
Axel.
Line exercises. Yeah, Axel.
I think Chino mentioned you a long time ago. Back when I last talked to him. But yeah, you can do an S-curve like this. That helps. Right? These are great exercises, by the way.
Oh, he's the partner.
Okay, nice.
Chino's their partner. Nice.
How's Chino doing?
Yeah.
And awesome, welcome.
Maybe he should join the stream sometime.
So there's an exercise that you can do there. Also, like this sort of thing that we talked about in the beginning of stream. I'll turn this down a little bit.
The grubbies?
The grubs, right? You can draw two lines, and then you can just go straight to straight, right? And wrap over and straight. Wrap over and straight. Wrap over and straight. You can go up. You can go down. Right? I like kind of doing this.
Oh, that's fun.
I will actually do that quite a lot, I've noticed. I'll go like... back and forth. So instead of, you know, this sort of thing happening, you'll end up getting more control. And then you can also practice like just going over the same line multiple times. When I was in art center, we had a perspective teacher. His name was Eric. And we had to draw with ballpoint pens to do all of our perspective. And he would always have us, because the stupid ink would ball up on the end of the ballpoint pen, he would have us like drag the lines out. So we would literally draw like this. Like that. It works better traditionally, but you just kind of pull the line forward. Like that. Now you can practice that as well. You know, it ends up looking better than what you were asking about avoiding earlier. Like that.
Yep. It's like keeping your lines consistent in the same place over and over. Someone's telling me that the abs don't go right after the rib cage. Is that true?
They do.
They actually do. You know, funny enough.
I mean, you don't see the six-pack right below the opening of the rib cage, but they do start there.
Yeah. They do start there.
You don't see them a lot of the time, but that, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Let's go back to yours.
I watch you guys almost everything in your live. You guys are goals. I wish my girl knew how to draw. Hey, I mean, she could always get started, you know, go to the streams together as a couple and draw together.
Be the example.
Be the example, exactly.
Christina's the example in our relationship. She draws, and then I'm like, crap, I need to draw.
What about feet, shoes, and toes? We're not gonna talk. I don't know if we'll talk about shoes today. We'll definitely talk about some feet and toes. What I do is with the really simple feet is I'll do the Colton way, which is drawing them like kind of half bullet forms. So like the bottom's flat, right? Looks like this, but then there's like a little bit of a dome on top. Meow. Right, and so we got like this kind of form right here. I think that this is actually a super easy way to just get like rough feet in place. And then if you want to go a little bit more in depth, you know, you can always just like turn them into boxes. This like once again, feet are hard, hands are hard, feet are hard. You have to know how to draw some form of like three-dimensional forms to do this. So like that's why I don't readily recommend being like, oh, here's how you draw feet. Start with this random shape and magically draw toes on it. And
Bro, it looks like Pikachu's hand.
Bro, it does?
Yeah.
Wait, hold up.
Pikachu's arm and hand. Or, oh, wait, what is this?
I don't know. I was trying to draw his head connected to the arm. I'm gonna try to draw Pikachu up here, because so here's the arm, here's the body. The body kind of looks like this, and then Pikachu's head looks like this. Whee! Ew, this is horrible. That's my attempt at Pikachu. Ooh, he does not look like Pikachu. Boop. Looks like a 4-year-old drew it. Well,
bro, remember when we were watching the original Pokemon and we saw Pikachu's face on a character in the crowd?
Did we ever take a picture of that?
I don't know if I did.
Oh, that's wild.
Crazy.
How do I get better at following through? Do you have any advice at follow through?
Follow through? Like doing what you say you're going to do? There's a number of different reasons. Like you have to build trust with yourself. You know, a lot of people will hire a mentor. Like most of the reason people hire trainers and mentors, by the way, is for accountability, because it increases follow through. It dramatically increases the odds that you will actually do what you say you're going to do.
Yep.
However, if you want to do it with yourself, I think, you know, starting with some small wins.
Yeah.
Small wins is a good start. That's why people go to college. Half the reason, you know, it's like, I'm not gonna do this
On my own.
yeah, I'm not gonna do this if it's just me. I'm gonna surround yourself with like-minded people is also really helpful. If you got a whole group of friends who are doing it, if you're the odd one out, then you're also gonna want to do it. That's a very strong bias, right? You can like weaponize like group the pull of the group to get yourself to your goals. Gonna have dinner, have a good one.
Awesome.
You know, weaponized study sessions, like literally study sessions. Like, what are the odds you're gonna like stay up all night and study for a test by yourself? But if you have like a room full of classmates who are, you're like way more likely to do it.
Yeah. The link to the Discord, by the way, is on our link in bio, drawanime.com. You'll find it there. You can also find our classes there. We teach the fundamentals of art, and we have a program that would be perfect for you if you want to draw your characters, but you don't know how. We'll talk about that probably later.
Yeah, you can get it from our profile.
Yes.
I've been trying to find a comic book mentorship, but all the sites that offer it feel grifty. I would check Proco's site.
Oh, he actually has a comic book class on his website, right?
I
But
think
like by a different
so.
artist, but it's like really good.
Yeah, have you looked at Proco's stuff? Who was it? What was the name of that artist? We saw him at the expo.
It starts with an F, right? Or was it D and were the initials D and F or something?
I don't remember. Really famous. David Finch.
David Finch, yes.
I don't read comics really or study that sort of thing, but I would check Proco's website.
All right, so you go from a 2-person to something more of like a mannequin. And then if you want to go even beyond that, that's where we'll kind of add some kind of simple anatomy. What I do for these joints is I will draw a lot of forms that it's like, okay, you can do sphere. So these aren't circles, these are spheres, right? These are in 3-dimensional space. I'm imagining this sphere to go down in space rotations. Okay, Kuromi. So like whenever I draw these joints or these legs, I'm like, okay, I'm always connecting a sphere and attaching with the cylinder. You know, is the sphere going in front like this, or is it going behind it? Ooh. like this. You know, that will depend on the overlap. So if the sphere is in front, then put it in front, and you'll see the bottom side. You can't necessarily see a form that's looking like let's say this is in front and this is like towards the back. It kind of looks a little bit awkward. I mean, yes, that could happen, but it's like it makes more sense to overlap these forms.
Yeah, David Finch was at Fan Fusion recently. I didn't go and talk to him. I didn't really have anything to say. Like, I'm just like, dang, that guy's really good.
Yeah.
But I didn't have like any questions or anything, so I never ended up talking to him because I was like, I'd go up and I'd be like,
nice work.
yeah, hi, nice work. Really good stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, bald gang. I don't know.
Bald gang. Have either of you found your style yet? I don't know. I mean, what I have is what I have.
I don't look for it.
I don't look for it either.
I just don't look for it.
I think the idea of this finding the style actually limits you. I think because once you like find a style, you're basically like telling yourself that you're gonna lock into it. And after that, like once you found the style, nothing else happens. You're like, okay, well now what? Like, okay, yeah, I mean that's that. I'm not saying like you'll never improve after you find your style. It's more like it's a higher chance of stagnation if you want to continue like improving. So like your style, you'll find it by learning the fundamentals and drawing what you like and seeing what inspires you. That's what's going to build your style. But you're not like
And who you learn from.
And who you learn from, exactly.
Yeah, someone who studies under a Blizzard artist is going to develop a style that's influenced by that. Somebody who studies under, I don't know, Craig Mullins is probably going to develop painting techniques based on that.
Link expired. You might have to just copy the link, the invite, and put it into your Discord on the app. That's probably what's gonna do it.
Yeah, along the lines of the style thing.
Yeah.
Your style's going to develop based on what you draw, who you learn from. You know, that's pretty much the extent of it. What you enjoy drawing and who you learn from. So you can influence your style. You can develop the style that you want if you study it, right? If you learn from the people and you're influenced by the people that you want to be influenced by. Or you could just leave it up to RNG, right? Just like, who happens to be my teacher? You know, like, and I mean, for real, if you want to develop a certain style, go into some random college, like your teacher is going to influence you a lot more. Like if you want to learn a very particular style, make a very large effort to study under somebody who has that style. Otherwise, you're just going to develop a style based on what you tend to draw and who you study under. So if you're not studying under them, if you're not, you know, studying that specifically, it's like wishful thinking is not going to make it happen. Like you actually got to, you know, it's like if you want strong arms, you got to lift weights with your arms.
Yeah.
Right? If you're not like if you want strong arms and you get a trainer who does legs all the time and has you do legs, guess what's not going to get very much stronger?
Your arms.
Like style is the same way, right? If you want a really colorful, beautiful style and you go to a college and your art teacher's like hardcore and hates colorful stuff, guess what? You're probably not going to get very much better at. Like you'll have to like do colorful studies in secret. I find a lot of the time teachers in colleges and universities are complete RNG. Like they may absolutely despise this type of thing that you're interested in, and you're just like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
And it's like totally a legit style that you want, but your teacher just hates it for some reason. And then, you know, people come to our stream and go, my teacher hates anime. What do I do? Well, get a new teacher. That's what I would say. Like,
yeah.
If you want to learn something that your teacher doesn't like, get a new teacher.
Yep.
Like if it's like a personal grudge that they have against, right?
If it's like just kind of like I just don't like it for no reason, you know, and not really for no reason, but like they're not open. Oh.
Happens literally all the time, by the way.
Apple bean. You're being rubby. Good boy.
Hi there, baby. Hi there, baby.
Hi there. Oh, look at your cute face. Your lemon jack face. He's purring. Oh, hi. Hi, chat.
Hey, Chad.
Hey, chat.
Hi, chat. I'm Applejack.
Silly.
Sometimes if I carry him like that, my arm will cramp up because it's like an unnatural way to hold a kitty. Came for the art, stayed for the cat. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah, style is 100% something you can influence. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like a language or an accent. Like if you want the accent, study it, move to the place.
All right. Oh,
Cat
are you
hair
gonna
everywhere now.
decide to lay on the iPad?
Yeah, we should probably
Get rid of him.
get rid of him into my arms.
Eh. All right, there you go. All right. So let's continue enhancing this more a little bit because
Yeah,
right
it's
now,
expired. It's not expired. We literally have had that link for like years. We've had multiple people join the stream through that link this stream.
Yeah.
So what you
Yeah.
want to do, go copy that link to your clipboard, go into your Discord app, press the plus sign on the add a server, and you go join a server, and then you paste that into there. The link is 100% not expired.
Right.
We have someone that joined 3 minutes ago via that link. I have not changed it in a year and a half.
Don't worry, kid. The kitty's back. He's coming back.
You little sneak.
See? He just decides that he's gonna come over.
I will turn you around.
Go back to your bed. We'll show kitty cam later.
Pikachu looks fun to draw. Yeah.
Pikachu is fun to draw. Ooh, yes. Oh,
Stay away from me. You stay away from me. Oh, I'm rubbing on my hand.
oh, he's so irresistible.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, a little bit back on topic. Let's go and so in order to make this look even more human, we're actually going to be adding some extra shapes. But for now, these cylinders actually look pretty decent in terms of size. I really recommend that when you're drawing arms, especially the forearms, you taper. Make sure that this width is thicker than this width. You know, maybe I think it should be a little bit thicker than what I like this. So like this is like a very natural transition. This will actually help with the anatomy a little bit. Right here, for example, here's the forearm, and you can definitely add a bit of widening towards this part. So it starts a little bit thin, gets a little bit wider, then gets thin again. A little hint of anatomy. And then this right here will turn into a box. Oh, now it looks even more like a human being. Right now, I have missed this. I did not add any of this part yet because we'll get into that in a little bit. And I did not really mess with this part yet because we'll also get into that a little bit. So here, I'm not going to worry too much about hands right now. I'm just going to put a placeholder plane. Actually, I'm going to be releasing a video on how to draw hands soon, starting with a really simple method, which involves this. So stay tuned for that. What I will think about with torsos is I'll think about immovable areas like the bones, like rib cage, pelvis, and so that will be like one section. So like let's put this in blue.
Applejack, airplane ride. Yeah, literally. By the way, we're not covering head proportions today.
No.
This is Simplified Anatomy Mondays.
Yeah.
You can go check out our YouTube channel, look at some of our past live streams if you're interested in that.
We also have a video on how to draw heads in 15 minutes on our YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, a lot of there's literally actually a YouTube video on drawing heads that we have. It's one of our recent videos on our channel. I have trouble connecting and drawing the elbow to the arm. That's great.
That's great.
I mean, it's not great, but it's
like-
great that you asked that said that because
we're getting to that.
yes.
What I will do to make it really simple is I will see the connection between these 2 points, and I will literally boop add a point. But
Okay.
another thing about elbows is that they're also boxes, so it's like, okay, here's an elbow from the side. It's kind of like a triangle, right? Here's an elbow that's facing more towards us. Oh, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see
it's the
this.
same as our TikTok Draw Anime Academy.
Oh, if we want to see it more towards the back, you know, then our elbow is going to look more like this. Right, so here, this looks like the elbow's turning towards us, so I'm going to add a little bit of this side right in here. Wow.
Oh,
Ah,
simplified.
very simple.
Simplified.
Simplified. And then this part right here, the shoulder area, there's actually an extra bump. So this extra bump is your shoulder muscle, which likes to come out and go back in. So here's like your cylinder, right? I think a lot of people are like, oh, if I need to draw arms, I have to like draw all these like random bumps out of nowhere without understanding the core form underneath. Sometimes an arm can be as simple as here's your main thickness of your arm, and all you have to do is add a deltoid, and then you merge that deltoid in with this form. Sometimes that's all it needs. That's all it takes, right? You just got to know like how much you want. If you want more bumps, then add more bumps, but this is like the core. You're just adding to it. You're not like adding crazy bumps and making it out of proportion, right? So like that's kind of, think of it like modifiers. So this part's like a connection area, the muscle. Oh, I should draw a different layer.
I struggle sometimes with forms, like how the form would turn out to be if it's angled in a certain position. Any tips or exercise I should practice? Yeah, there's a really good exercise. There's good exercise that you can try. Here we go. So for a cylinder, for example, right? If you look at the front of it, you basically just get a circle. And you can start turning it. So, you know, you draw. You can do this. And so you're going to see a little bit of this and a lot of that. This one's not very, right? It's like almost a circle, and you just see a little tiny bit, and then almost a circle, right? This is not to scale. Let's just like shrink it like that, right? We'll do another one in between that. So we can go, here's this size. Here's this size. Here's this size. Here's this size, right? And you can do that more. And so you can squish this down, and you can come out here, and you can do a little bit more like this. You know, here's this size. It's almost like Krenz cubes, but with cylinders.
Krenz cylinders?
So it's the same thing with boxes, right? You get the front of a box like this, and you go, you see a little bit, and you see a lot, and you see a little bit more, and you see, you know, most of it. You see a little bit more, and you see some of it. It's like this box is rotating around, right? And we can go even more, and we'll see a little bit. And then finally, right, you come down to this side, and it's basically rotated. So you can do the same thing, but when it comes to cylinders, there's like the circle part, right? The circle part, the end of it. And then as it comes over, this is going to squish like this, right?
Okay.
And so if you're looking at tubes or cylinders from a different angle, you can go, I got a cylinder here. I got a cylinder here. You can do these assignments, right? This one maybe even comes just like directly towards us.
What app, sir? This is Photoshop.
Yeah, I'm drawing in Photoshop right now.
For simple shapes, I get it, but for pelvic shapes, it's a little difficult.
Here's the cylinder. Here's the pelvis.
If you turn it,
Here's the cylinder. right? We can squish that. We can come up here. The ball could be underneath of there.
Wow.
You can do that if you want. You know, that can help. It's like a way to simplify and rotate things in your mind, right? So it's like, here's the cylinder. If you can draw a cylinder at any direction, you're like, you know, you're pretty far there already. And you can just go cut, two more cylinders, undies, ball.
Drawing is exactly like phonics. No? What is phonics?
I'm hooked on phonics.
What brush is it? You can get this brush in our profile, drawanime.com. It is the green button on our website. Guys, I need to practice more. Thank you.
You can do this. So it's really the same thing. And then you can go egg.
Oh, egg. Is this live recorded? Yes. It is on our YouTube channel right now. Draw Anime Academy on YouTube. We dual stream. So you'll be able to rewind to the point where Colton squished the ellipse.
If you want to do something like that, you can, right? And it's like, whatever. However you want to simplify the rib cage, it doesn't really matter. There's a lot of ways to simplify it. The thing that is always true, right? People get so wrapped up with like, how do I simplify? Or like, I use a circle. I use a box.
I use a square.
You know, I use a... I don't know.
Waffles. I don't know.
I use an attack helicopter to simplify this, you know, and and it's shooting the missiles. It's like, it doesn't matter. It's all dimensional, right? It's all dimensional. It's all 2D and then 3D. So like the way that you do it, square, circle, triangle, doesn't matter. It's the fact that 2D is kind of the easiest to get started with. And then 3D is like the three-dimensional versions of the things, right? So you could go, this is not a triangle, but you get the picture, right? Pyramid. And so we can just start with 2D.
2D. So when people ask like, oh, do we have to know shapes to draw bodies? Yesn't.
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 Like,
kind of, yes.
if you
partially.
can identify and name these three shapes, you've learned shapes. Now it's time to practice, you know, turning them into forms. And then you can just go 2D. Yippee.
Yay.
2D. Actually, I'm just going to take this and put it over here. And then we'll go. How do we do it? We go 3D. Wow. 3D. 3D.
How do you make sure that the head is the right size for the body? It's about the same. The head and neck is about the same unit as the
Yeah, it's about one of
rib
these.
cage. Yeah.
It's about one of these. That's a good starting point. You know, you go zoop, zoop, 2/3 of that.
Head.
It's about right. You can move it around if you want. You can make it bigger, make it smaller, depending on the body type or the character or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 2/3 of that you can do. Traps, if you want. You know, maybe I'm like, that feels a little bit high. You can lower it. If you want. It's 3D all of a sudden. And what about this one?
Is this mostly figure drawing? Apologies, ignorant.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
yeah,
is like,
figure drawing,
this is
yeah.
what you would learn in like a figure drawing class for sure.
Mm-hmm. So if you've never taken a figure drawing class before, you're in the right place.
Yeah. So it's like, if you start with a circle, start with a circle, right? There's a lot of people who start with like, you know, this sort of thing. And then guess what? Now we made it 3D.
Mm-hmm.
Just like these. I start with
Hello?
circles. I don't start with boxes. Then start with a circle. It's still the same process. It's 2D to 3D. This is the rib cage and pelvis. Whatever start you want, start with it.
You know, we should do a challenge where we like try different ways that people draw or start with figures. I think that'd be kind of interesting. Like, oh, what do you guys start with?
Whatever you want to start with. Yeah. There you go.
Do you two do Loomis method? Not necessarily. Loomis is a
You mean for heads or you mean for what?
for
Because
heads.
Loomis has written like 10 books.
That's true, actually. You mean for figure drawing or do you mean for head drawing?
It's the same process. It's just, it's the same proportions. Yeah, about the same.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
About the same. You know. About the same. Right? A little bit
Head
higher.
drawing mostly.
Not really.
Not really.
About the same. It's not quite the
I
same.
mean, like,
is
I think the Loomis head method is a good starting point, especially if it's so like popular. You know, start there, and then, you know, the more that you take head drawing classes or portrait classes, see what they teach and see if you can like blend different techniques or be like, you know what, I prefer starting this way instead. Not every head starts with the Loomis method. Loomis just popularized, I guess he just popularized the way how he breaks it down. But you know, it's just head proportions and head breakdowns. Do you have any tips for wavy hair? We actually have a hair TikTok, how to draw hair TikTok on our YouTube channel, Awake.
TikTok on our YouTube channel.
Wait, I'm sorry. We have a video on our YouTube channel.
Oh, there
Sorry
we go.
about that. I was like, what? So if you want to find that video, you can. It's on our YouTube channel, Draw Anime Academy. I think it's called like hair tips that every artist should know, I believe.
By the way, if you want to simplify the pelvis as a box, you can do that instead of a bowl. It's totally fine, you know. You get your 3-finger gap. This comes down here. And you have simplified the pelvis as a box.
Ooh, the pelvis also has a bit of a bulge on top. Kind of a bulge towards
Yep,
the outside.
like
You know, that's
this.
if you want to go more advanced. But
Yep.
I
but,
generally don't
But,
find it.
you know, chat, since we've all been studying our perspective,
Yeah, are we?
you know, you can just take the middle, pull it out, and put an arc over that. If you want. You can bulge the box if you want, right? Here's the box. Here's the middle. You can pull it out. There's our point. Zoop. We have bulged the box.
Modifying forms.
Modifying forms. And then this one's real easy. You just go like that.
Froggy says, or Emil says, can you guys perchance show how to bend legs in different ways? Yeah, we can talk about that. If you know how to do this, you're nearly there.
nice, Katsua.
What? Oh, awesome, Katsuo. That's great. Hey, see, it's like you practice a lot and you're like, yeah, put in the time and effort and you're like getting way faster. That's great.
The coolest thing about box methods is being able to find the center by drawing lines from the corners. Yeah, and you eventually get really good at just guessing the center. The center of a box in perspective is almost always further to the far side than the far side than you think it is.
That's gonna draw a thigh.
So you know, one way, so like usually you'd go like, oh, it's right here, you know. It's probably more towards like
The far side.
here, yeah. This is a very odd rotation for me. There we go. You know, we could go, it's probably further over there.
You want to test it? I'm
Maybe
actually
like-
quite curious.
Well, yeah, we can just go boop.
Wow, spot on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
Like it's generally further this way than you think it's going to be. Always guess a little bit further and you'll pretty much be right. And then you can of course double check if you want, but like if you're just dropping in like the center line of something, I mean if you're drawing like a cylinder, right? And you have a center line, like you could put that center line anywhere you want. You could put it there, you could put it there, and then you draw another cylinder above it that's rotated. You could put the center line there. And it could be like a twisted thing. But yeah, if you want to find the center of any rectangle, even in perspective, you just use your silly straight line tool, or you can freehand it. You draw an X through it. This is the middle. This is the middle. Anyways, Christina is going to draw probably legs and...
First, I'm gonna attach legs onto this body first, and then we'll talk about like how to bend them, because I haven't finished that part yet. So, same thing on the other side of the arm. Deltoid comes out and merges back in with the cylinder.
I don't actually know how to learn. I do watch some tutorials, but I still can't learn or understand. You learn by doing.
Yes.
And in the beginning, it feels like you are in a dark cave, blindfolded, not knowing where the entrance or the exit is, and not even sure if you're going in the right direction. That is normal. That's normal. Like, that's just being a beginner at something.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with feeling like that. The secret to getting past that is to just keep going and trying things fearlessly. Because there's no danger in the cave. You can just go and try stuff, and there's there's no hole to fall into.
So something that I see a lot of people making the mistake of, myself included back then, with legs, is they would guess. Okay, the first thing, the number one mistake beginners make is guessing. Please don't guess. That's why proportions are there. That's why forms and all this rigmarole stuff, like all this boring stuff, is like it's there to help you. Like you have to do this. When I drew without learning the fundamentals, I would constantly guess. And I'd be like, I can't attach legs to the torso for some reason. Like, it just doesn't look right. It's because we don't know what we're doing. We don't know where the torso ends. Like, sorry, not the torso. We don't know where the pelvis ends. We don't know how these forms work. So how are we expected to go and, like, connect it to the pelvis for some reason? Like, I don't know. I mean, this is what tends to happen. This is what I used to do, is I'd be like, okay, here's my torso, I guess, and here's maybe how long my thing's gonna be, like, but I don't know what direction my legs are gonna be, so I'm just gonna focus on outlines and hope that somehow this is gonna work. And this is what my drawing is looking like. It has no form, has no information. It just looks kind of like I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Master Magic, it is not a secret stream. It is a Monday, our usual streaming schedule. But thanks for hopping by. But so yeah, like, this is what ends up happening. So like, okay, no wonder why you don't know where the pelvis is and the legs are. Like, it's because you don't know. So let's see. So here, we know that this is where our pelvis ends. We know that our leg technically actually starts at the bottom of our
three-finger gap.
Three-finger gap. Wait. Yeah, that's right. The bottom of the three-finger gap. This is the three-finger gap. I drew it a little bit higher. This is generally like the area where it's 3 fingers wide or 3 fingers tall, sorry. And then your leg comes out. So this all right here.
Oh, I did never ping the server, did I?
Oh, that's why. So this right here is all like your glute muscles, but we're not going to draw all that. This just right here, if you add like a little bump, that's where your butt is. And then after this, all of that is your legs. This right here is the joint. Now this is where we can add a little bit of extra fun stuff. We have our quad, which has a bump out here. So pretty soon after leg starts, you'll have a bump. And then it goes and wanes down, and then you'll have your kneecap. So we don't see like a bunch of legs that look like this. Right? This doesn't look like a really aesthetic looking leg. Our leg actually kind of is flatter on the back, or curves like this, and then it curves outward a bit more towards the front, and then here's your kneecap. I'm exaggerating, but like this is generally the volumes that it will take. So this one looks more natural, and then when you go to your calves, it bows back out, and then this one kind of takes this approach. So these curves are very similar to each other. So this and this are similar. This and this are similar. They're just kind of inverted. So that's how we can simplify the leg here. There you go. Kneecap. Gets thinner towards the kneecap, then gets thick again for the calf, then gets thin again. So there's always this like thick to thin, thick to thin. And your calf is actually a little bit on the diagonal side. Wrong way.
What
This
is
way.
wedging in figure drawing? I've read that word on Hampton's and Bridgman's book. Where is it in the books? What are
Yeah,
they?
what
What's
page
the
is it?
context that they're referring to?
Mm-hmm. Oh, lovely looking legs. Okay. Now you got a body that is T, I guess. That's how you would say it.
Yeah, it's like nice, simplified anatomical. And this is literally more than you need to clothe this figure, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you wanted to do clothing drawing on top of this, you
Bet.
wouldn't need to go anywhere near this detailed even.
Yeah. You would just go probably as simple as this. Maybe
Yeah,
maybe a little bit
a
more
lot of the
structured, like a
time.
blend between these two.
Where's that demo document?
I think while you're finding, I'll talk about like bending legs really quick.
Got it.
Okay, go ahead first.
Here it is. So, where is this on? There we go.
Colton's actually did a video on this.
Yeah, I did a video on this. I just uploaded on the YouTube channel. So if you want to see this demo in its entirety, you can go to our YouTube channel. I cut down the stream and just for this demo. But what I started with this demo was just a super simple block out. Honestly, I don't have it saved, but it's much simpler than what Christina drew.
Mm-hmm.
Much simpler. It can be a super simple mannequin, and if you draw clothes over top of it, you don't even need to know any of that anatomy or anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people see this Pikachu. A horrible looking Pikachu.
I like the cave analogy because caves have always been symbolic for art. I wish I was like the old masters drawing in the caves, like the miraculous prehistoric cave art. Plato's cave. Yeah, like I think that a lot of the time when beginners start learning, they think they're doing something wrong because they're confused. You're not. If you're confused, if you feel like your process and everything is a complete train wreck, totally fine. Just keep going. Just try stuff. Remember, there's not actually any danger. It's all psychological. Try stuff, experiment, like draw, experiment, have fun, try things.
Yeah.
Like when you get started in any new thing, you have no points of reference. You have no experience to pull on. So a lot of the time people will just kind of lock up and go, I don't know what to do. Or it just takes a while. It just takes a while to get better and try things.
Yeah. So if you want to draw like legs and they're bending in different directions, I think drawing cylinders and drawing like foreshortened cylinders will help a lot. Like as you like, I'm just gonna draw the this upper cylinder here as it continues to go up. So this one, if I only move it slightly up, it's not really gonna change that much in length. It's probably just gonna be slightly shorter. We'll start seeing a little bit of the bottom side of this cylinder. Right, kind of subtle change. We're starting to see the rotations going upward, but then as we go up a little bit more, we'll start seeing more and more of the bottom side, and this will kind of gradually get shorter just due to the nature of foreshortening. And then when we like bend our knees fully up, like this, you won't even really see that cylinder anymore. Kind of just exaggerating, but like you'll end up just seeing the bottom of this cylinder and maybe just a tiny bit of the top. Right?
Do you guys recommend a figure class in person or online and with friends. Whatever works well for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we actually have a figure drawing class online as part of our anime art school program.
Yeah,
so
we sure
we
do.
built an online school that's self-paced, so you can go through it at your own pace, and they're full classes. The figure drawing class is 12 weeks long. There's a 14-week clothing and costume drawing class. There's a 14-week perspective class. It's very large. It's like a mini college. It's 1 year long. So if you're interested in that, you can go check it out here.
Yep, take a screenshot.
Yup. Or you can go to the linky there. If Dahlia, if you want to post that on YouTube, I don't know. I can do it if you aren't around. But yeah. And it really just depends. There's figure drawing classes online. There's figure drawing classes in person. I really recommend life drawing for all ages. Yeah, I would. If you can understand us now, then you would be able to understand the class. Is it free? No, that's our paid program.
Mm-hmm.
This
These lives
is free.
are free.
This is a free class that we're doing right now. But our online class, it's like if you want to get serious and, you know, go to the next level.
It's like a college alternative.
Yeah. It's like it is a college alternative. So they're like beefy classes with homework, a lot of content. Like, it's a year-long program. So, you know, if you want to get serious about learning those pesky fundamentals and anatomy and perspective and backgrounds and painting, you know, this still life that I showed earlier on stream, this was one of my demos in the painting class. I talk a lot about color theory, color temperature, how to choose light and shadow colors, simplifying Noton, 3 and 4 values, that sort of thing in my class. And that's just one of the classes. There's a bunch of classes.
Yeah. Here's the model that I just showed. This is the brand Toho Heavy Industries 1000 Toys, the 1/12 scale for the male figure. These are expensive because these are price gouged, or yeah, however you say it. So
yeah, I don't know what they're going for now. We bought ours a couple of years ago.
yeah, look at your own risk, because these are pretty expensive. We have like 2 of them, so because like we need them for our reference. But I think they're quite worth it. So then, you know, if you know how to draw a bunch of cylinders connecting, so like if you know how to draw a cylinder that's facing towards a side, you know, we'll know that the cylinder gets even thinner as it reaches towards a complete side profile.
Yeah. We've been artists for a long time. My background's actually in concept art and background painting for games and theme parks. So I do I teach like basically everything that I know pretty much in my classes in our anime art school. What would you recommend for someone who is very good with human anatomy but struggles with objects? Probably a dimensional drawing class.
Yes.
Essentially, I would recommend getting comfortable enough with perspective and dimensional drawing where your anatomical knowledge and your dimensional drawing ability link. The bridge gets formed between them. So a lot of perspective exercises, a lot of, you know, intuitive perspective exercises as well. We talk about them on stream sometimes, but if you want to know more, let me know and I'll tell you a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, we're very passionate about teaching the fundamentals. It's
definitely.
I've definitely gone from like the phase of like, oh yeah, I just draw my OCs for fun, you know, I draw anime, you know, I kind of just wing it, and then once I learned the fundamentals, my art got way better, my style got way better.
Yeah. And we do these streams all the time for free, by the way.
Yes, we do.
So like we stream every single week. We stream, you know, 4 or 5 days a week. Are your classes specifically focused on anime style? The first one is. Most of them are just foundation classes.
Yes.
So like the only thing that really differentiates anime from the real world is it's stylized. Perspective is the same, anatomy is the same, clothing drawing is the same.
Yep.
You know, proportions of people are pretty much the same. Like most anime characters, if you're talking about like modern anime, and like a lot of anime characters are just kind of like teenager / like 12-year-old proportions. But yeah, it's a fundamental school with an anime lean. But the first class specifically, because heads are obviously different, right? The heads and the eyes. So our first class is very much on. You can show some of that if you want.
Absolutely. This fundamental class
The
is
first class
Mhm.
is
heads and faces.
heads and faces. So like you do a lot of different expressions. Where's the
Oh
expressions?
yeah, let's do the expressions right here.
There they are. So you do a lot of this kind of stuff in the class, which is where it differs from like real life. But the anatomy class is just a figure drawing class, like properly.
Yeah, analytical anatomy and figure drawing.
Yep.
So
It's
you
all
know,
the same.
yeah.
Muscles are the same, you know. A bicep is a bicep. A deltoid is a deltoid.
This I mean you would see in Dragon Ball Z, just way more stylized, but it's all the same muscles.
Yeah, you would show it in a different way.
Yeah.
Like if you want to learn how to draw really high quality anime stuff, you would just take normal fundamentals classes and then study the style.
Yep.
So like this is,
Ooh.
you know, there's the deltoid.
There's that elbow
Yep.
area.
Here's the
Separation. Flexors.
flexors and
And
there's the extensors on
extensors.
top. And wow, there's the elbow, which is your ulna.
You know, there's your traps.
There's the traps. There's
There's
the
your
sternocleidomastoid. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just it's stylized. So like you're pushing the colors. You're using cell shading instead of fully rendering things. But by the way, I do teach rendering in my
Yes.
class. Like this is a demo with the basic round brush.
All from hand.
Yeah, all from hand. All this is from hand.
Yep.
All that's from hand. So I teach the rendering class. I teach you how to calculate cast shadows and everything. It's like what you'd learn in industrial design. I studied industrial design.
Yes.
And so I teach all the lighting fundamentals and color theory and material rendering and everything.
Teaches how to paint landscapes as well and how to paint.
Where can I get the classes? You can find it on here. It's going to be the yellow button on our site. This is also the link on our profile. Don't Google that. That is the actual site. So you would just type that into your browser.
We do have a really good brush pack in the school, but we also sell one of our we sell this brush for free that we use on stream. It's also in the brush pack too, but we just sell this one. Not sell. We just give this one away for free.
Yeah, you can get that brush for free. And the Discord is also here. This is just our link in bio.
Yeah.
The blue.
Oh yes. Discord is also in here as well. That's all in there.
All of our stuff is on there.
Yep. Are the classes only done digitally?
Yeah,
Yes.
we recorded them all digitally.
With
You'd have a
digital
difficult
one.
time following along with a traditional medium.
Yeah.
So like I wouldn't recommend following along in oil paint unless you're pretty comfortable with oil paint. Like I mean, people in like school do rendering with like charcoal and pencil and paper and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah. Discord free, yeah.
Yes,
Anybody
Discord's
can
free.
join the Discord server. And by the way, we're going to be doing a really big like 12 hour long live stream on December 23rd. There's a Secret Santa event going on. The submission or
Yes.
entries are closed right now, but we are going to be doing a big long stream on December 23rd. Anybody's welcome to go. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be doing some, fun stuff, OC drawing if you want to get your original characters drawn for free. You'll definitely have a chance.
Yes.
Should I master realism before anime? I wouldn't say master. Like, you want to get a handle on the fundamentals,
Yeah.
but you don't have to ever get good at like realism. It's just the fundamentals overlap. So like if you wanted to only ever do anime style, you'd still have to learn anatomy and figure drawing. You'd still have to learn lighting and color theory.
So let's say if you want to start like bending legs in different directions, like maybe one leg is standing, one leg is up. How would you measure? Like sometimes this is obviously too short of a leg. That's unless you argue that this leg is going away from us
Yeah,
and it's standing
for real.
on a pillar. Then that would actually make sense. But if you're saying like, oh well, this is in the same perspective as a side view, then it wouldn't make sense. So
No.
draw it at your own risk. What I do is if I want this in the same perspective, I would take this measurement right here, just to be a bit more analytical, and I would place it over here and just kind of estimate.
Yeah, this is Procreate.
Yes, this is Procreate. Does this feel like the same size?
Would you recommend going to an art school or becoming a professional? Would I recommend becoming a professional? Like, that's totally up to you. Like, I don't know you. I don't know anything about you. So, like, if you want to, I say go for it. Would you recommend going to an art school? Maybe. It depends. All art schools are different. It is way too big of a decision to just say yes or no. Like it
Not
depends on the
all
school, it
yeah.
depends what you're studying, it depends what the school teaches, it depends who's currently teaching in the school, it depends on your financial situation, it depends on all kinds of factors that, all kinds of factors. You just can't
Yeah.
say without context.
I could connect these two and create a centaur.
Oh,
Fancy. Okay. Anyways.
amazing.
Amazing. But yeah, that's how I would calculate like bent legs. You can even go further and go like this. And some people go even further, go like that, but like that feels kind of like very flexible.
Oh,
like,
thanks, Dolly. I
someone's
totally
kicking.
forgot about that.
What happened?
She posted a link on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Like if you want someone like axe kicking, like
Wha-
then you would have to tilt the pelvis a little bit because this feels very, very
Yeah, you
painful.
definitely have to tilt the pelvis
You
up.
would have to tilt the pelvis.
But-
so like yeah,
It's in the right
it's in the right direction.
it's in the right direction.
So
Yeah.
like look, tilt. Now we can place this
Yeah, that feels a lot better.
way higher, and now this feels natural. Ooh, that is not a foot.
How to draw arm of folding? You mean like folded over the chest?
I may have drawn the leg a little bit too long, but that's okay. You can always
Yeah.
change it.
It's amazing when you know the proportions. Drawing things too big or too small,
Doesn't really.
it
become
gets caught
Yeah.
and fixed. Like if you don't know the proportions, it doesn't get caught. If you do know the proportions, you can always double check it.
Mm-hmm.
Axe kicks are so cool, bro.
They are really cool. Like,
That's so cool.
I mean, like if I were to draw it based on kind of memory, I'm kind of imagining like this cool like
Here's Applejack.
girl.
Apple.
He's left us alone for a while. How do I get this? Oh, that's it. There we go.
An axe kick is like your pelvis, like the bottom of your pelvis is showing, and the
Mhm.
leg is like really, really high up, and this leg is going down, and this person's torso is tilting with a fighting pose. So like that's sick. That's a sick pose.
Mm-hmm.
And let's put some clothes on to make her decent. Let's put a karate belt and folds, and there. Aha. I can only draw poses from reference. How do I fix this?
Keep drawing poses
Keep
from
drawing-
reference.
Yes.
But like draw them with an understanding, right? Like understand why the pose works. And actually funny enough, one of my friends who's a Blizzard artist, he was telling me a couple of years ago, I was on the phone with him and he was like, one of the best exercises, draw a pose from reference, all right, and then rotate the pose and draw it from a different angle while using the reference, right? So you have a reference, you draw it from the reference, but then afterwards you rotate the pose and you draw it from a different angle with the same reference.
Mm-hmm.
Like just to see if you understand the forms in 3D. It's a really good exercise.
That is good.
But like you need to know, like there's underlying information, right? Proportion, volume. So like drawing is so process oriented. It's so process driven.
Yeah.
So like I wouldn't necessarily recommend that assignment to an absolute beginner. I would recommend they learn proportions, right? General proportions. I would recommend they learn like the basics of posing, like what contrapposto is, what a counter shape is, how like expressive and inward poses, like practice a lot with gesture drawing in the line of action. But it's a good
Yeah.
exercise.
What you can do to draw folded arms, I'm guessing you mean like crossed arms, is you can think of it like you can envelope this shape into like a trapezoid. So this is a trapezoid. And then from here, it's kind of like a trapezoid in perspective because this comes out. Like when your arms are folded, they're not like sticking to your sides, they're like coming out. They're like on the front of your body. So keep that in mind. It's easier to put them on the front than it is to put them on the back,
Yeah.
And then they cross. So one arm will always be in front of the other. One arm will be tucked in, one arm will go underneath, and rest on this other arm.
W free drawing lesson.
Heck yeah.
Awesome. I'm glad you enjoy it.
We got folded arms. And if we want to draw this from the other side to have a better understanding, we're like, okay, you know, this arm, this left arm right here, goes in front, goes into this arm. So just do one arm at a time. Then this arm goes underneath this arm. This one goes underneath that one. And then this hand goes on top. Oh, wow. I had to draw a lot of, I drew a lot of crossed arm poses because my character, I draw her a lot in crossed arm poses. So that's how I learned it. I would say the easiest way to learn poses is draw your character with a specific like signature pose. Get a bunch of references and draw that pose with your character all the time. That's how you're gonna get good at it.
How do I add everything so it doesn't look weird, like gesture, pose, skin, clothes, and details? That would have to do with design. Like, things look more comfortable when there's a cohesiveness of everything working together. That would kind of have to do with gesture, which is like a design element for sure.
Yeah. Like how does everything flow with each other?
Yeah, everything has to flow together towards a greater purpose. Like, I would probably study character design, draw a bunch of organic things, roots, trees, leaves, bushes. Andrew Lubis talks about that sort of thing a lot in his book Creative Illustration as well. There's some books called Framed Ink. Those talk about that sort of thing. It's a design thing. Like, everything has to flow towards a greater purpose. Usually when things conflict with each other visually, it tends to look odd. That might be the problem. It's hard to say exactly without actually seeing the art, but that's usually the problem. Like, it's a pretty common problem.
Yeah.
Cat hair attack again. I play air defense with cat hair. They just float through the air towards me, and I gotta blow them away.
Yep. Do you think the best way to draw a twisting torso is box or circle method? I don't know what circle method is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I think it's...
Absolutely no hate. It's pronounced contrapposto, not contrapposto. You know, I thought it was that, but then someone absolutely roasted me saying it was contrapposto.
Who said that?
Sarah, not Sarah, our Sarah,
Oh,
Maud
another
Sarah,
Sarah,
different
like-
Sarah.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. Like, I don't really care how it's pronounced that much, but like, it's
mean, we
funny
could-
because someone else, I used to say it like that all the time, and then someone was
Contrapposto.
just like, actually,
It's contrapposto.
it's contrapposto.
And then only to realize it's also wrong? I guess. I don't know.
I guess both are wrong. I don't know. I haven't. Funny enough, even Robert Lemler, I don't remember how he said it.
Was it contrapposto?
I always thought it was contrapposto.
I thought it was contrapposto.
But, you know, lest I incur the wrath of, you know, people.
Art history nerds?
I don't really care that much. Though.
Yeah, I don't care. I would rather call it contrapasta because that sounds yummier.
Contrapposto. See, someone says posto is correct. I guess we'll just have chat battle to the death.
You know what? How about this? How
You
about
guys
we,
battle
look it
to
up?
the death. I thought of, I don't honestly really care that much. I've
Yeah.
heard amazing teachers
But like,
say
I mean,
both.
tomato, you know, like if there's different.
Do we have a live schedule? Yeah, we usually go live at about 5 p.m. Pacific. Do you guys what is it? It is the opposing angles of the rib cage or the shoulders and the pelvis. It makes poses look comfortable. It's kind of how people naturally stand.
Look. Contrapposto.
That's Google. Contrapposto.
That's a dictionary.
Contrapposto. What the heck? Like
we're
cone,
all
like-
wrong, Chad. Look.
Contrapasto.
We've been saying it all wrong too. Contrapposto.
Screw you, Google.
Oh well, contrapposto. I'm just gonna say it like that.
Yeah,
you guys-
it's just the opposing angles of the rib cage and pelvis.
Yeah. Why
like-
did my sketching give the characters look worse if I don't sketch than if I don't sketch? I don't know. Did you go to art school?
Yes.
But not fully. Well, you went to a full or kind of trade school program.
Yeah, I honestly could not care less.
Yeah. I don't care.
It's the thing, it's that sort of thing that people who don't draw like to get worked up about the pros, they just draw.
They just draw.
I'm sure there's a right way. I'm sure I could figure it out.
I'm too lazy to figure it out.
I'm too lazy.
And
by
I'm
the
too
way,
stuck in my ways to change the way I'm.
yeah, by the way, when you do something wrong, everybody has to correct you, and it boosts engagement. So
Yes, thank you.
You're going to be very sad to hear that as soon as I find the right way, I'm going to deliberately not say it the right way. Because, you know, we got views to get.
We need views to get.
I didn't realize there was a name for it. Yeah. It's a pretty...
The Latin name, I think? Or Roman?
Pretty well known. I mean, anybody who studied figure drawing would probably know about it, but, like, I wouldn't say it's, you know, well-known, like, general public type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go live not every day, a bunch of times a week. Usually Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday sometimes. And then at like 5 p.m. Pacific. So we went live an hour and 40 minutes ago. But I do want to continue on like what we were teaching here because I think it's good stuff.
I think so too.
What were you getting into? Oh, that's...
Oh my gosh, what?
What is this? Can you turn it down?
Oops.
I don't want to get copyright struck.
Wait, that's so cute.
That is cute. Let's show
Okay. Tickle Monster did a fan art of us two.
Look at this.
Look at us. And it's an animation.
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh, that's so cute. You even like timed
They even got my shiny bald head. That's great.
That's so good. Was it still too loud?
Yes.
Oh.
We're gonna get struck on YouTube if it's copyrighted.
Thank you, Tickle Monster, for doing such a lovely job.
It's fantastic.
It's so cute.
I love it. I'm actually gonna save it onto my phone and like listen to it. That is super cute. I love those little things.
Let's see, what were we talking about earlier? We were talking about legs. We were talking about gesture a bit. We were talking about folded arms. Oh yeah, I guess we can talk a little bit about like the torso, not the torso, the chest area. You know, you can just go as simple as this, but I like to add a bit of pecs. Like you have rib cage, pelvis, squishy middle. You can add a bit of that pec right in here, and a bit of that clavicle. Now that's satisfying. I should have drawn the pecs more like forms rather than like stickers like this. So to be a better example, I will add a little bit of shading underneath. Add a bit of volume. Make the make this part look a little bit less. That's crazy.
That's funny. Are we gingerbreads?
Are
Tickle
we?
Monster.
Oh, was that why you asked like what Christmas outfits you we would wear?
Gingerbread people.
That's so cute. Oh, and guess what? The pecs also don't like go past or aren't like directly on the opening of the rib cage. There's always going to be a little bit of a gap. That's what's
okay.
Gonna
I thought so. That's cute.
Sense. It is
I love
cute. I loved it. I knew instantly when I saw the thumbnail. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be gold.
Yeah, that's really nice.
You know, another way to add like some extra depth is adding some cast shadows. Here's your arm. Here's the armpit. You can just add a little tiny triangle shadow. Very nice. Center line is a must. Sometimes people don't draw this line right here, and it frustrates me. It really does, because I'm like...
Or you can tell they're not considering it.
Yes, exactly. Like, I mean, yes, for me, like, I can tell where my center line is here, but, like, some people will be like, okay, here's my torso. I'm gonna try to draw it, but I don't know if I can pull it off.
The center line is like your lamp in the darkness.
Yeah.
That is the guiding light, all right? Your center line is your best friend. It's like if you were in... I don't even know. I'm trying to think of an analogy, but I'm drawing blank.
If you don't have your center line, you're going to have this problem where you're like, I think the pec's here. I think my pelvis is down here, and I think my belly button's here. Your center line is from your pecs down to your abs, down to your pubic area, pubic muscles. So that's why this line is so important to draw. And if you don't do it, you're gonna have things in the wrong place. So please draw it, please.
La 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 la.
Blends in with a 6-pack, yes.
What's a good pen for line art? Clip Studio? I'm not sure, but this brush works in Clip Studio.
When I use Clip Studio, I really like the mapping pen. The G pen was a little bit like, whoa. Like, I don't know, just had a weird texture to me, but the mapping pen was pretty comfortable. I don't know if I've changed tastes over the years. It's been a very long time, but you can try. Just try, see which one works for you. I would say instead of, just try it. I think when people ask, like, what pen should I use? I can't answer that exactly because I don't know how you draw, and each pen will react differently to how hard you press. You know, do you press? Are you more like light-handed or are you more heavy-handed? You know, do you prefer your lines to look more like crazy varied with like super thin 1 second and then it's super thick the other second? You know, I can't really answer that for you. So different brushes will have different effects. But yeah, I love the mapping pen because, I mean, I don't know, it just felt really satisfying to use. I wish I had the mapping pen on Procreate because the line work that I use to like line these, for example, is with the syrup pen. And it's not the most comfortable one, but it's the only one that I've am the most comfortable with in terms of the line work brushes on Procreate. So I don't know. That's the closest I could get for that. Not me using my finger on my phone. You know, everybody starts somewhere. I started with my finger as well. You know, it's fun. What device are you using? This is the iPad Pro 13-inch. You know, never fails to send that message.
What is that? Is it chat? Is that a spam on TikTok? Should we just like
block? I think
should we block people? I see that all the time. Is it in Spanish? I can't read it, but it comes up so much I assume it's a spam.
Is this a tutorial? Yes, it is. So then what happens? The glorious thing that happens is when you draw a lot of these, you can use these same forms for different poses. Let's see here.
La 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 la. So how is everybody doing anyways?
Yeah.
Who's here for the first time? Anybody?
Nobody.
Anybody like just joined or like does shading apply a lot for anatomy? I am. Me? Ooh, nice.
Ooh, awesome.
Been here before.
Nice. I think the anatomy will affect shading, but not like as much as you think it does.
Yeah, I mean a lot, but like you have to remember that like your body is mostly going to be shaded like boxes and cylinders.
Mm-hmm.
And then the anatomy is going to subtly influence those.
Yeah.
Second time, Gail post
sick.
The videos of the tutorials if we missed the lives. Yeah, we're live on YouTube. Everything's recorded. All of our live streams are recorded. We have the same username on every platform.
Yep.
Just join. You guys are very helpful. Awesome.
Thank you.
Getting some free art lessons. Today is great. Awesome. Glad we can be of assistance. Lots of people in here.
Yep.
How to draw kneecaps. You know, I'm pretty bad at kneecaps.
I'm pretty bad at kneecaps too, but I think I saw an interesting way. It was like, okay, so for the kneecaps, you have like this bone right here. I think, is that your tibia or fibula? No, I think this is your tibia.
Is that the top?
This is the top, yes.
That's your femur.
Oh yeah, femur. What am I talking about? The tibia is at the bottom. See, I don't have my bone anatomy correct, but you know, it doesn't matter. I draw. I'm not an anatomy person. Your kneecap is actually like on top of this. So you got your patella.
And all the little gubbins.
So like the reason why kneecaps are so difficult is because there's like 3 different parts and it kind of looks like a mallet.
Like a whistle or
like
mallet,
a whistle or a mallet. This one's like a little bit more planar, and then all this is like an extra attachment.
I've been going through so many of your old lives that I keep forgetting I'm actually watching a live again. Awesome.
Aww.
I notice when it comes to different perspectives while looking at a character anatomy shortens in a certain way, like when a hand is reaching out to the screen, the arm behind has a very off-looking form. Yeah, 100%. It's very difficult. Extreme foreshortening is a lot. Extreme foreshortening is a lot. Extreme foreshortening really distorts things a lot. You can see it like right here. So like if you want to draw poses in extreme foreshortening, you actually have to know design as well, because you need to get those nice juicy overlaps in there. See, it looks super off. I think this is like a, I don't know, 16 millimeter camera or an 18 millimeter camera. So it's really wide lens. And you can see, right? My hand.
Trying to find the kneecap demo. Do I have it here?
Artists draw hands, okay. Draw kneecaps. Yeah, for real?
It's true. We don't, I mean, like, hands is like everybody strives to know how to draw hands because that's like part of the everyday life. We do a lot of body anatomy stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I think Colton has it in one of his pure ref files, Kirk Shimoda ones. But anyways, what brush are you using? Here you go. It's on our LinkedIn profile.
Is it okay to erase much? Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do anything you want. There's no rules.
No rules.
No matter how many like purists or art goblins you run into, just do your thing. Right? Erase a bunch of times. Draw with pencil as your sketch, and then over in pen, and then erase the pencil.
That's what I did.
Totally fine.
A lot.
People will be like, no, you have to draw with pen with no
Only.
sketch. Yeah.
Who cares?
Who cares?
People will
draw.
make these arbitrary rules. I'm like, bro, like just draw.
Yeah,
dude.
just draw and have fun. Like,
Yeah.
do your thing. This is very interesting. Do you two have course mainly for painting? No. I mean, our anime art school, I have a painting class, but most of the school is not painting. It's a foundation school. My painting class is 14 weeks long.
We also cover like rendering and painting, so it's like 2 classes in one.
Yeah, I cover all of rendering, spheres, cylinders, cubes, boxes. I cover colored lights. I cover multiple lights. I cover soft and hard lighting, ambient occlusion, cast shadow calculations, form rendering, all that kind of stuff. And then like the second half of my class has a lot of like painting theory, brush economy, painting environments. I even talk about like design and stuff.
And advanced painting topics.
Advanced stuff, yes. Colored spheres? I'm trying to find stuff that I like talk about. I don't really have a lot on my Photoshop because we mostly just do like demos on stream for stream, How do I join these classes? Here on the yellow paper and the linky on our profile. I think it's funny that you guys are just always equipped with these sticky notes. Hey, it works.
It works. I mean, I'd rather do this than write it a bunch handwritten all the time. Is the art school structure like FZD?
Yeah, actually, it is pretty similar. It's 3 terms. And there's multiple classes per term, and it builds upon the last. It's like a trade school. It's not like a college, right? You're not taking any like English classes or any of that crap. Like you're taking, it is for people who want to get better, and it focuses exclusively on the things that help you get better. So like, it's like an FZD type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like having gone to
almost
FZD,
inspired by it when we made the class.
it is 3 terms, a ton of information, a whole bunch of homework. It is like, we basically built a school that if someone went through it and did all of the homework to the best of their ability, it would be physically impossible for them not to get better just from sheer volume of practice. That was our goal, is like, if you go through it, if you do all the homework to the best of your ability, then you will get better.
Yeah.
Because it's
guaranteed.
Like, it's just so much sheer amount of practice and exercises. It's like, if you shoot a basketball at a hoop with the technique, with the right technique, 50,000 times, it is virtually impossible for you not to get better at making a hoop with a basketball. Like that sort of thing. That was our goal. And to waste as little time as possible covering things that don't help, to spend as much time as possible covering things that do help. And Christine and I take tons and tons and tons of classes.
We do.
We take all of our favorite stuff, the things that helped us the most, the things that helped others the most, and we take all of that stuff and we teach it in the way that we like in our classes.
Yes.
How long did it take you guys to make your school? Long time.
Yeah, long time.
It does. It's a lot. It's
yeah.
tons and tons and tons of hours long. Definitely works. Oh yeah, Dahlia, definitely improvement.
Yes.
You need to keep going through your classes, Miss. Little Missy.
Yep.
Drop basketballs going at a hoop. Yeah, for real. I drop baseballs a lot. Do you do any other mediums? Yeah, here and there.
Yeah. We've I used to work with more watercolor when we did a watercolor promotion back then. I don't have it with me currently. Well, actually, I do.
We could start the watercolor promotion again sometime.
Yeah.
That could be kind of fun.
This is my watercolor, the stuff that I usually do.
They loved that. Chat loved that.
Yeah. I also occasionally use like acrylic markers with watercolor just to kind of play around and stuff. It's really cute. This one actually was done with acrylic marker and watercolor, and they match really well.
Is an art/animation degree still worth it? I can't say. It depends on you. It depends where you're from. It depends on if you want to move to a country that values, having a degree. It just depends. There's too many factors for me to say yes or no. I know for a fact that you can get hired without one if you're good. I have so many friends who don't have degrees in art, who have killer portfolios, and they don't have much trouble getting hired. So it depends on what you want to get hired in as well. But like, portfolio is pretty much everything when it comes to art. If you have a killer portfolio, that's what they're looking at.
Yep.
Oh no, we don't really watch a lot of anime these days. Here and there.
Are we even watching any anime right now?
It's the Anime Academy, an improved version of the Udemy classes. Yeah,
Yes.
It's like the Udemy class is like a single class.
Yeah.
The school is like an entire college. Like, we tried to stuff as much in as possible, and it's really well structured and everything.
Would the proportions be different if it was a raccoon?
Absolutely. Good observation.
Yes, because a raccoon, I'm gonna draw one from memory because it's fun drawing things from memory. Raccoon is like little gremlin hands, little stink face.
Oh, that's fun. So is David Finch streaming as well? That'd be sick to get him on as a guest. Maybe we'll reach out to him at some point. I don't even know if he would.
Rat tail.
We got Lane Brown, by the way, coming on to the as a guest in probably next year early. And we're going to be streaming with Rodgon as well.
Yeah.
So we're probably later this month, we're going to be doing a live stream with Rodgon if you know him. We're going to be collaborating.
Raccoons are pretty cute though, not gonna lie.
It looks like Applejack.
I was just gonna say it looks like Applejack.
Let's check.
Let's check. Ooh, Apple? Are you a raccoon? His feet.
Big fatty. So cute.
Yep.
So fluffy. Yep.
It's a dog.
Definitely Applejack.
Will the fundamentals ever become easier to understand? I'm a bit new.
Oh yeah, it's like a language, right?
It is like a language.
The more you're exposed to something and the more you practice, the more familiar you are with it. When you actually try to stylize it, it feels like, wait, do you guys have the same issue that even if you know you don't have to copy a real life reference, when you try to stylize it, it feels like you did it wrong? Design is hard. Stylizing something is a very, very difficult thing.
It's very deliberate.
It's extremely deceptively difficult.
Yeah.
Like, that's why it's so difficult. That's why it's so hard to get hired at places that stylize, like Riot or Blizzard or these different like stylized places, right? Is because it's like really, really deliberate design decisions, and you're doing all the fundamentals as well. You like understand the fundamentals enough. You divert yourself from them deliberately in like a very cohesive way. So yeah, I mean, for sure, like it's a very difficult thing.
Well, that's why it's such a sought after job, because it's like, oh man, to design like the next, like, I don't know, League of Legends character skin or whatever is like, oh my gosh, that's like a dream for a lot of people.
Yeah, and it's basically impossible not to stylize in some way, right? Because the world is infinitely complex. Like if you look at something, there's an infinite amount of detail. You could go down to the atoms, you know. You have to simplify. Art is compression. Like you have to simplify. You cannot achieve every detail. So you have to, your brain, the way that you draw or paint is always a simplification, right? And which means when you're simplifying, you're designing a simpler version of the thing. So it's like there isn't really this clear barrier between stylizing and realism, because you could go, oh, well, this is realism. But at some point, there's got to be a cutoff of detail.
Yeah.
At some point, which is design, like which is stylization, right? Like this reflection, you're drawing like a Christmas ornament, right? And you see this reflection of the entire room. You can't draw the whole room. You have to go, I see a large shape here. I see a big shape there. I see a shape there. So that's stylization, like at its core. Are you able to do realism as well? Yeah, I mostly do realism.
Yeah. I will kind of go switch between anime and realism, like, or kind of like partial stylized,
yeah.
you know. I was gonna say semi-realism, but I mean that works too.
It would be known to you guys as semi-realism.
Yeah. We don't really say semi-realism. We don't mostly say stylized, because semi-realism, I feel like the general idea is half anime, half real. It's like anime done with a realistic rendering. That's at least my idea of it. But like it's generally just stylized, because it can be so, the range can be so, you know, different. I mean, some people will call like a manhwa style with rendered, like with realistic rendering, semi-realism too, you know. But anyways, is the method that you use to draw bodies, do you have tips to be able to move the shapes to? I don't know if that was a complete sentence. Or
The document size is 5,000 by 6,000 pixels.
Yes.
And make them dynamic.
When your wife is figure drawing, is it a good teaching method? Ignore, huh?
That's why I didn't realize. I didn't understand it.
Oh, okay. You know, actually, when I draw torsos, sometimes I'll like think about this as like a crop top, like this area right here. Like my rib cage will kind of include the clavicle and this like traps area, and this will be like the neck hole, which will kind of be like the shirt, the opening of the shirt, and then the pelvis, not the pelvis, sorry, the rib cage is like, oh, here's the opening of the rib cage here, and here's the pecs, and it kind of looks like crop top to me, kind of. Then you can attach your arm out here. Kind of fun.
Do you learn proportions? There's a video on the YouTube channel.
Yes.
What is it called? If you hate drawing bodies, watch this.
Hate drawing figures.
If you hate drawing figures,
Use this method or something.
it's something like that. It's on
Yeah.
the YouTube channel. It teaches the basic proportion.
Mm-hmm.
Proportions are pretty simple.
Yeah.
But you do have to learn them, and you do have to practice them.
Yeah. You can't understand your way out of drawing. Like, you have to do it as well.
Yeah, that's a really good quote. That's a good quote. You can't understand your way out of drawing. Like, you can't understand your way past practice.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You will never reach a point where you have watched enough tutorials that it will allow you to skip any of the practice.
I wouldn't be able to do this kind of pose unless I practice these kind of pose, right? Unless I practice like how to construct the body and stuff. Like it just takes time.
Yeah.
It just takes a lot of time.
It's just one of those things. Just one of those things. You're always gonna have to put in the practice. Like, I don't think the tutorials or the lessons are bad. I think they're great, and they give you a guide, but you have to go. You got to go through the. You got to go through the practice. It's the same name. Draw Anime Academy on YouTube. So is the Huion a permanent part of your workstations now? No.
No.
It's not, because I don't use that size tablet. I use a Cintiq 24 at my main desktop. And Christina uses your, what is it?
16-inch?
16-inch?
Wacom?
But she uses a Wacom, the Cintiq Pro, which has a much brighter screen. I would say that's one of my biggest gripes with the Huion, is it just didn't get very bright, the screen.
Yeah.
But for $400 or $500,
it's pretty good. It's
I mean, the Cintiq Pro is like $1,500, and the only difference is like a little bit dimmer of a screen. Like, that's kind of the main difference, which is pretty crazy.
Anyone else double tap things to undo? Yeah, I do.
What's the plan for the Huion? It's definitely going to be our travel tablet.
Yeah.
It is confirmed its place as the tablet that we're going to take with us when we travel and do stuff. But we don't really travel that much.
Have you ever drawn realism? Oh, yeah.
These are realistic proportions.
Yeah.
Like, the only difference between this and realism is if she were to actually render it realistically. Like, that's like a fit teen guy body.
Yeah, fit teen guy body.
It's like a stylized here and there, but
yeah. That's like but like I did a lot of realistic drawings to get to this point. So that makes sense. Opinion on 3D art? 3D modeling?
3D modeling?
I like it. I had a 3D modeling or sculpting phase, and I would just like collect a bunch of like really nice 3D sculpts. If you start doing cons, you will travel more. Yeah.
Yeah. Cons would be pretty fun. It'd be a lot of
preparation.
A lot of yeah. I mean, with 3 cats, we're probably less likely to do cons now, like far away cons or anything. What studios have you guys worked at that you actually like the work environment of? I was always a freelancer, but when I visited Volta in Quebec City, I really liked the environment there. It was cool. I stayed out there for a couple days when we were working on Anthem. They had the crew fly out and meet with the art directors of EA, or the art director that was art directing Anthem. And really cool work environment, cool people, insane artists that work there.
Wow.
Just so good. Cool environment there, but they're an outsourcing company. They're not like in-house. I stayed freelance. I didn't want to go work in-house. Every time I got a job offer in-house, I turned it down. Hi, you guys nearly missed your stream. Yeah, can you believe that I forgot to ping the Discord twice?
Twice? Oh, no.
First time was when we started stream. The second time was when Dahlia told us that we forgot. And now I'm debating whether it's even worth it at all now, because we're 2 hours in, and then it's going to be awkward. It's going to be like, hey, guys.
Oops.
Whoops, I guess.
Oopsie.
We could just stay live for another 2 hours. I feel like people who are unfamiliar with the topic are fascinated with like the labels of things, right? Like the Loomis head or the box method, because I think it's like the unfamiliarity. They almost need like
you need like some categorizing.
Yeah, they need like a way to categorize something. But like most people who are like professionals, they go, oh, you can simplify the body using a box, or you can use this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like people who speak English, for example, right? It's just like the question method.
The question
It's like,
method?
you mean asking a question? And there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's just how people process information that they're unfamiliar with. It's like it needs to be kind of categorized quickly to like make sense of the world.
Yeah. Well, I feel like,
It's
if I
something
were,
I've noticed.
if I didn't know anything about writing and the only thing that I heard of was the hero's journey, I'd be asking like a professional writer,
Oh,
like,
the Joseph Campbell method?
the Joseph Campbell method, or should I use the hero's method, the hero's journey? And then the writer will probably be like,
You can.
you can, like, there's other ways to plan a story. Some people don't even plan it at all.
Yeah. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's just how people's brain categorize information. When you're unfamiliar with a topic, like you need to quickly file it away. It's literally one of the
mechanism.
cognitive biases.
Yeah.
What was it? It's like similar to the cognitive bias where people make decisions quickly so they're not confused. Even if it's the wrong decision, people will make a decision fast because they don't like being in a state of limbo. I wonder, it seems like it would kind of be related with that.
Yeah.
Not sure.
It's not a bad point.
How do you get used to coming up with poses without references? You study poses from references a lot.
Yep. And then you kind of generally have an idea of like how the torso moves and how far to bend it and how arms move in front of, and in relationship to the body. And it's like you form a lot of collections of how bodies move. Like if I were to draw like this kind of gremlin character and I want the arm to be like, like crossing over to the other side.
And it's so story based.
Yeah.
Like a pose is a story. Like, what's the story? Somebody who's afraid is going to have a completely different pose than someone who's like attacking someone else or goblin mode, right? Like this is like goblin mode pose, right? So they're probably like animators do this a lot. Like they'll if you look at like animators, they'll always be like doing poses and like stomping around and like doing stuff. Like it's just, and they'll be like, what pose would that be? And then they'll go, and it's like, oh, like this.
Yeah. Ew.
You know what I mean?
Contortionist. It's like kind of crazy.
What are y'all's names? Colton and
Christina.
Kurisutina-chan. Kurisutina-chan. Come on.
Wait, no. Yada yada. Yada yada Colton-kun.
Nice to meet you too. Have you guys ever worked in animation? No. Neither of us animate. We focus mostly on drawing foundation, which overlaps with animation a lot if you want to be a 2D animator, right? Like 3-dimensional drawing, perspective, anatomy and figure drawing, posing. But there's a lot of stuff that animators do that we don't.
I don't think that would make sense for this arm to wrap over. I kind of like
Have you ever done a follow-along tutorial, like maybe some boxes on screen where we are copying? I was thinking about doing that exact thing with perspective. The closest thing I have is like the 1 point ASMR perspective boxes YouTube video that I made a long time ago. That's like the closest thing. What's up? Brush. Take a screenshot of that. The closest thing that I have is... Homie, please. Thank you. Yes. It's some random thing I made like 2 years ago, and
most satisfying pencil and drawing sounds.
Yeah, it's kind of like a follow along. I do everything. It's an 1.5 hour long video, and I'm doing 1 point perspective every single line live. With pencil, it's all traditional. So maybe that. This maybe. By the way, this is the clothing video that I just put up. So I talk about how to, draw and study clothing. So if you're looking for how to like analyze a reference and break down the clothing folds, go check it out on our YouTube channel.
Oh, it's already 1,000 views.
Awesome. Yeah, I like literally break down all the folds and go, how can we investigate this? How can we figure out what's going on? How can we understand this? So like there's the drawing, right? And I do every single thing from, the very beginning.
The very beginning.
Like with purpose of like understanding it, because if we don't understand what the heck is going on, then like we're not really learning that much.
I was initially thinking, what if I made content that was almost like an art workout? You know, like those 30-minute Pilates videos, but instead it's art, and you're like, do 30 minutes of figure drawing today for intermediate or for beginners or whatever. What do you guys think about that?
I think we should. I think we should do it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Draw Anime Academy figure drawing session.
Welcome to Draw with Christina.
Today we're going to do 30 minutes of figure drawing. This is perfect for...
Is that Move with Nicole?
Yeah, because I watch her content, so I'm like always remembering her voice lines. This is great for if you want to warm up before starting your drawing.
What if I got an art degree at a CC2BA teacher? Community college. Is that what it stands for? You can tell my knowledge on college. Whoa, that rhymed.
You can tell my knowledge
I'm
on
a
college.
rhyming whiz.
Oh, nice.
I know so little about college. I just draw a lot. I've just put a lot of practice in studying fundamentals, right? I went to a trade school to study industrial design. It was a year long. I graduated, got hired when I graduated, worked professionally as an artist, went to art center, dropped out after 2 terms, 1.5 terms basically. My second term was like a light term where I only took like 2 classes or something. What got you into concept art? YouTube. Fang Zoo on YouTube.
I wonder if Fang will ever come on here. That'd be crazy.
Eventually, that would be kind of cool. He did do an interview with the Level Up guys at one point. I wonder if he would. I do have him in the DMs.
I also mean, like, if he like popped into our stream, be like, oh hey, that's Colton.
Yeah, I would love to do some like draw along with me videos or something. It would kind of be fun.
But like a tutorial, not like draw with me. It's more like draw along.
Yes, but we follow along or copy you. Yeah, we could try it.
Try those.
Could do
maybe
some
that
of
could be like maybe my next video or something. Try something calming, something. You know, we'd voice over it. You know, be sure to draw. I mean, I guess a lot of our videos are kind of draw alongs. You know. It was fun.
Yeah.
Wait a second. I think I might have a fun way to like simplify very like different body types. What if, okay, hear me out. So earlier I taught, you know, the basic forms of the body like this. But all these areas can actually be changed. So like, let's say you have like your base mannequin.
I'd pay to do it live with you. We've actually been thinking about launching our next set of live classes.
Yeah.
We're thinking about launching them in February. That's actually one of the things on our to-do list. We've run 2 terms so far of live classes. So be term 3 or the 3rd cohort or whatever you would call it. Season 3?
Season 3. Like, let's say if this is your generic anime guy or girl or whatever mannequin, but you want to change the body type, you can all these points you can expand upon. Like any part of this body you can like enlarge. So like, what if I made these circles like really big and these cylinders really small? You know, well then that would automatically change the arm shape. It would kind of look like, you know, it's almost like mechs, you know? And what if I so here's a deltoid, here's a really thin arm, and then what if I made this part really thick? Yeah, hey, talk about stylization, right? That's kind of interesting. And then if we were to make this body look a little bit more appealing, rather than just make the arms weird and the body completely normal, we can say, hey, maybe we'll make the neck large but the traps big, and then the torso big, this upper body area big, but this part small. I don't know. Kind of interesting. Just kind of still figuring this out. I guess that could be one way to stylize, is like enlarging certain areas of the body.
Well, there's exercises where you like, you take these points and you go, and then you go like this, or you even just go down here, right? And you take this point and you go there.
Oh.
You know, there. You take this point and you go there and there. So now you put the head in here, and then this is the torso.
Oh,
it's like a character design
yeah,
exercise. It's pretty common.
Yeah.
You could do something like that as well.
Upper body. What is this? The legs?
Yeah, and
the
you
kneecaps?
take those proportions and you keep distorting them.
And you always know that your hands ended around the thighs. So even with a very crazy body type like this, you want to make sure that certain landmarks always consistently end at a certain point, especially
unless it's intentionally part of the character design to make them longer. Like
Exactly.
the hands could go down to the calves.
Yeah, that's true.
But like if you want it to maintain the human feeling.
Aspect. Square head. They'll change this body type, leg shape in here. It's kind of fun. Ooh, let's give him a suit. FBI agent, I don't know. Men in Black. Briefcase.
In terms of poses, do you just naturally memorize them from reference, or is that a skill to build to draw from imagination? Definitely probably the latter. Like you do a bunch of drawing from imagination, but you get a sense of what poses feel like, so you can draw a pose that you haven't really seen before, and then you can use reference for the rest.
Okay, he looks pretty good. I think this part could be simplified though. Maybe we'll. And once you know the fundamentals, you can then like start changing characters and going to character design. It's fun, which is also a class that we have in our anime art school.
Yeah, we have a character design class in our anime art school.
I like
Talks about a lot of this kind of stuff.
Sunglasses. Toby? Applejack time. If you want to show Kitty Cam. Could I just take one class?
No, it's built as a set.
Yeah, it's built as an entire program.
Yeah, and they're all built like cohesively, so even though you can jump around like you'd be allowed to, like my painting class builds upon foundation from the perspective class, because like if you can't draw something, you can't light it, because painting is the indication of like light hitting form. So if you can't draw form, you can't light it.
Yeah. And you know, I would recommend, like, if you want to have the best start, I would even take Colton's dimensional drawing class first before the other ones.
You could definitely take the dimensional drawing one first.
Yeah.
But they're sold as a set.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So this set.
Yeah, it's built as a school. It'd be like going into college and starting in term 3. Like you build up. Because of the way that the school is designed. You know, it's supposed to be like as much of a complete education as possible.
Can you draw an animal? I mean, you know, it wouldn't be a bad idea to do an animal drawing stream just to like practice.
I did those cats a while back.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Those.
I do remember that. We don't usually draw animals. Very rarely do I draw animals. Very rarely I will draw Applejack. But he's hard to draw. One of our kitties.
Mm-hmm.
Animals are hard for me personally because it feels very like, I mean, I'm so used to drawing people. Maybe I could like get used to drawing it, but it's definitely a learning curve, as with everything, you know. But I think with fundamentals, it's easier to change different subjects. That's why we always preach fundamentals. If you don't know fundamentals, you can't change your style. You can't change like subjects that you want to draw as easily.
Mm-hmm.
Toby, hello. Oh boy. And you know, a lot of times when I'm just like not knowing what to draw, I will draw these kind of people. Like just out of boredom. Because I like, at least I'm doing some form of form drawing, dimensional drawing, and people drawing at the same time. You know, and I can make like the weirdest poses without judgment of thinking, oh, this is for an illustration. It's got to look like crazy. It's got to look amazing. But like here, maybe I'm actually accidentally twisting his arm a bit too much. I want it to go like this. But I don't know how to do it yet. Oh, I know now. Ooh, this looks like a ballroom dancing pose. Okay. There was an anime that I used to watch called Welcome to the Ballroom. It was actually quite good. The animation is like doesn't really like hold up for like the manga, but the story was good enough that the story carried the animation. It was a good anime. How much does it cost? Does a split mentorship with both of you cost again? Dolly asks.
Split mentorship.
Yeah.
It would just be the same.
It would be the same.
It would be the same. It'd just be split in half.
Mm-hmm. Let's draw another person here. Dual people. And maybe they'll have like a similar pose. They're kind of sticking together to the hips. Maybe this is the lady actually, so I'll have to change her body type. That's kind of fun. Oh yes, for people who are asking like how do I draw a male versus a female body, my video on the YouTube channel actually talks about male and female bodies and starting from scratch there too. So like if you want to know that, I cover that there too. But essentially it'll be like the same proportions, just different, like slightly different body type, body change. Like you can start off with like a very simple blocking character like this and then just change the body type and it's like, oh voila, it's a female or it's a male. Is it right to doing art for anatomy is not only stuck with what perfect proportion for... Sorry, I can't really understand. A little bit hard because we changed it what we like even if it doesn't look like the ideal proportion. Okay, I'm guessing you mean like, is it okay to not stick with the perfect proportion? And you can change it up. Yeah, like I think absolutely. Like if you have a character that isn't like conventionally proportional, you know, you would still need general proportions. You can start with general proportions and then change it later, if that makes sense. But yeah, like your bodies don't have to be perfectly proportional in order to create a character. It can be you can have a character with stubby legs, stout body, stubby legs. This isn't like a traditional uh 8-headed figure body, but like, you would use the 8-headed figure or some sort of like proportional method as a base, and you can just like squish it down. Like, okay, yeah, I know that my torso, my pelvis is about, roughly the same height area. This area right here is like roughly like a square. Divide that in half, could be like, where the pecs are and where the belly is. There's definitely going to be things that are going to be modified because of the body change. But yeah, like that's definitely doesn't have to be perfect. Colton is locked in on his own drawing, actually.
I'm just messing with like poses, but I don't really like it that much. Kind of looking weird.
Ooh, flowy dress. I'm late. What did I miss? You missed a lot. We went through a lot of this stuff. Warm-ups. We went through how to construct the figure with 2 people, making it a little bit more structured, and then turning into more like human-like. We talked a lot about Pikachu. Not really. Raccoon. Talked about like the squishy middle. Just a bunch of different stuff. Any advice for someone who is planning to start drawing?
Draw.
I
don't know. Like, there's going to be a period of time where you just kind of you're just figuring things out. Like, there's, and it's, everybody goes through it. It's completely normal. I think it's one of the funnest times. It could be the funnest time. It can be the funnest time because that's like, it's like when you're a beginner in a video game and literally every single thing is new and exciting and awesome.
Yeah.
That is the most fun time to play a video game, in my opinion, is when you don't know anything about the game at all and everything is like, whoa, what's that? What's that? Oh my gosh, what is this?
Yeah.
It's so cool.
I think another thing is don't try to know everything first.
Yeah.
Like, take your time to explore and just test things out. Don't worry about what people say you should do or how you should draw or whatever. Just do your own thing right now.
Literally do your own thing. Like, everybody's going to be giving you advice. Everybody's going to say, we'll do this, we'll do that.
You should do this, you should do that.
Most of them have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, you just figure a bunch of stuff out. Just like experimenting, exploring, have fun with it. Keep fun at like the front. Keep freedom and exploration and trying things and enjoying yourself at the very front. There's no right way to do it. There's just doing it and trying things and having fun. You don't need to immediately find, like, you play a new game for the very first time ever. It's like, just play the game and try stuff. You don't have to like immediately look for the meta.
Yeah. You don't immediately have to like be a completionist.
Like, you can do that for sure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend doing it initially. I think, focus on having fun if you are interested in that.
Yeah.
Everybody is going to tell you to just, like, if you post on TikTok, literally the comment there's gonna be like 150 comments. You're like, here's a drawing I did, what can I improve? You're gonna have so many comments on that TikTok, and every single person is gonna be like, do this or do that or focus on that. Some of them are gonna be very nice, some of them are gonna be mean and annoying. I wouldn't even recommend, like, I wouldn't. If I was just getting started in art, I would focus as much as possible on having fun.
Yeah.
And just enjoying the process of creating. Not everybody has to be a sweat. You don't have to be a sweat at everything. And most people's advice is just based on like their own, what they think is the right way to do things.
Yeah.
I try as much as possible not to like pigeonhole people into, is that the term, pigeonhole? Like lock people into doing some particular thing. Like the best artists that I've ever seen are very careful with the advice that they give, because not everybody has the same goals. And I'm talking like, it can even seem very obvious. People be like, what do I learn first? And everybody will be like, learn anatomy, learn perspective, learn this, learn that. But you'll see all of like the really high level professionals go, what do you want to do? Like literally, if you want to draw cars for a living, why would you need to learn anatomy? If you want to draw, you know, like what do you want to do, or what are you interested in? Everybody will have like this meta advice, but a lot of the advice is just kind of contextless.
Yeah. Like,
what are your personal goals? Like, what do you personally want to be able to do and get better at? You can't give advice without context. It could end up sending someone in the complete wrong direction.
Well, I think like people who also, I would also be aware of critiques, especially if you're just gonna ask like just the random internet.
Yeah.
I would first just draw to have fun. I wouldn't worry too much about critiques, because that doesn't necessarily make you better, especially if you're just gonna ask random internet people, because random internet people think they know best, and they'll say it with absolute confidence, and then they'll end up like giving you bad habits. So I'm just like, just
trust yourself.
Yeah.
Like trust your own ability to reason and figure things out as well.
Yeah.
Like that's a huge skill. It's just like being yourself and trusting like your own like direction and figuring things out and trying things. You know, like you are probably best equipped to figure out what direction you want to go in.
You know, and I think also with critiques, like not everyone is like, not everyone is out there to like give you bad advice. Most of the time the critiques are actually out of like the genuine goodness of people's hearts. It's just the nature of critiques, especially in the art community, in a lot of art communities, I guess.
Yeah, and people, like, if you improve fast, like, people 100%, like, get really jealous. Like, I saw this TikTok recently, right? And it was some girl, and she was just like, oh my gosh, I'm literally so excited to wake up tomorrow. Like, what's the opposite of being, like, I don't know, like, depressed or something? And literally every single comment on the video, or, like, most of the comments are just people, like, super unhappy people trying to ruin her day because they can't stand seeing other people happy. Just remember that there's a lot of people out there, like, people want you to do well, but when you like start doing better than them, a lot of the time people will have like jealousy kick in and they'll actually get like really mad at it. So like, just trust yourself, right? Just understand that like a lot of people do not have your best interest in mind.
Yeah.
Not that everybody's out to do bad, right? But like, just
be careful.
People will definitely disguise their ill intentions, or
some people will be very passive aggressive about it too.
Yeah, and like people, if you post your work on like critique channels and stuff, like a lot of people have no idea how to critique, have no idea how to be like gentle or nice. It's hard when you're like a beginner and everybody seems to know more than you, so you're just like, I don't know whose advice is good and whose isn't. It's at that point that it's like, honestly, just like try stuff yourself. And
I like to think of it like how you can't give babies real food until they're ready. So good. Wait, I didn't read the whole thing, but I saw the analogy and I thought that was kind of fun.
Yeah, and also like understand there are a lot of people out there who spend boatloads of times watching tutorials and don't actually draw, and their work is not very good, and they will talk as if they know everything. Be aware of that. Most people who give you advice don't actually have very much experience because they're busy drawing and they're busy charging for advice because they know what they're talking about. a lot of people who give free advice, not everybody at all, like, and there's, you know, good people who make like content and stuff, but like if they're in your comment section, I never see really skilled people in other people's comment sections giving advice.
Yeah.
They're usually making like content. They're like the Mark Brunettes, right? Or the Sam Does Arts. Like they're up here making content for tens of thousands of people, you know. They're not in a beginner's comment section on TikTok giving advice. Like,
yeah.
Like, be aware of like where good advice tends to come from a lot of the time. Not that it's like all bad. It's just, you know, something to keep in mind. They ain't, you know, Mark Burnett is not in TikTok comments giving some random person advice. Yeah. If he is, I'll say, yeah, I was wrong for sure. He might be in his own comment section giving some advice.
In his own comment.
Or on an interview.
Yeah. It's fascinating how you can both talk, think what to say, and draw, because I can never multitask. It's hard to draw and talk at the same time, especially if you're like, okay, so like for me, I've drawn a lot of figures. I can basically do a lot of people drawing without much effort, unless I'm like really designing something. If I need to design something and it's hard for me, then I will stop talking.
There are brainless activities.
Yes, exactly.
And there are thinking activities. And when you're doing a thinking activity like problem solving, you gotta focus. But there's brainless activities, and like when you get good at like anatomy and figure drawing and dimensional drawing, you can do it brainlessly. But there are things that are very difficult, like coming up with certain things. Like the initial idea for a lot of people, or for like professionals, a lot of the time is the hard part.
Yeah.
Go watch Fang's channel. It's called FZD School on YouTube. He talks about that a lot. Like professional artists will have especially designers and concept artists, right? They'll have a period of time in the morning where they're like laser focused, not talking or anything. And once the idea is out and all that's left is to detail it and noodle on it and polish it, they're chatting, they're watching a movie on the side, they've got Netflix playing, they're listening to an audiobook or a podcast. But in the morning when they're coming up with that initial design and idea, it's like heavy duty brain power. Rendering is a piece of cake, like when you know how to render.
Yeah,
like it's a mindless activity. It's just kind of like a logic thing. You're just like, where's the light source? Okay, it's coming from here. Like design, storytelling, like the composition, that's hard. It takes a lot of brain power. It takes a lot of focus.
I'm so hooked now. Aaron said that they're really invested in learning from us now. Thank you. Really appreciate that.
I heard you say Aaron. I was like,
Aaron.
Okay.
You thought it was Aaron. Aaron.
I was trying to see what how their name was spelled, because I knew you would have read it how it was spelled. Yeah, like rendering, drawing, line work, line weight, the polishing, all that stuff is a piece of cake. It's the initial structure that's really difficult. It's the design, it's the story. And I'm talking like for people who are like professionals, like not for beginners who haven't practiced it very much. Like it's really hard, it takes all your energy. But eventually it gets put in the subconscious bucket.
Yeah.
Eventually you practice it enough that your conscious brain stuffs it into your subconscious brain. And then your conscious brain is now free to work on other stuff. And that other stuff is like, you know, the thinking stuff. Is that Miki fighting?
Yeah.
Looks like it.
Muay Thai Miki.
Yeah.
Little boxing gloves. Kickboxing Miki. Oh, Miki would be probably into kickboxing. I also would think like if you're just starting out too, don't expect too much.
Yeah.
From drawing especially. Like don't expect too much from yourself. Don't expect too much about like how your learning progress should look like.
No expectations.
Yeah, no expectations. If you were to assign animals to each of the members of the AOCs, what would they be? Oh yeah, I have some.
We talked about
We did talk about that. So Miki. Miki's a fox.
Yeah.
Miko's a bunny.
Tira's like a snow owl. Was that it?
We were either thinking a snow
deer
owl or a
snow-
deer.
I don't think she would be a deer.
We were thinking
June would be a black cat.
Yeah.
Or okay.
June's a black cat. Black cat. We were initially thinking a different animal for Tira because Abby is a great horned owl.
Is she?
Yeah.
I guess she is. Yeah. I forget. We haven't talked about this in forever.
Naomi is a chipmunk.
What
Abby...
time we usually go live? 5 p.m. Pacific. So we went live about 2 hours and 45 minutes ago, and we pretty much go live. When we do it.
Yep. Jake's a ferret.
Guys, I really appreciate you investing time on educational content creation. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Ray's a wolf. I don't know. We are thinking. I was initially thinking like even like a parakeet, like a blue parakeet.
Tira parakeet.
Or a swan.
They're not that elegant.
They're not that elegant. Yeah.
Parakeets are not that elegant. They're like. They're like evil.
Yeah, they are kind of
Bite
evil,
you.
aren't they? A snow owl is kind of cool.
I mean, they
though.
can be very affectionate, but like Tira's like elegant, right?
She's like elegant, yeah. Chat, what's an elegant animal? That's not like a super exotic animal. Like we're not looking for like, oh, a jaguar or like a
Snow leopard?
snow leopard. I was thinking that.
But they're dangerous. Tira's not like
Yeah, she's not dangerous. She's elegant and dangerous.
she's
I was
elegant
thinking
but
like,
not dangerous.
oh, butterfly. I wouldn't necessarily do like same species. Like Miki's a fox. I don't want her to be another fox.
A deer.
Deers are dumb. They kind of are. I mean, they're very elegant. That's why I was initially thinking like, but like, look, Tira Dira.
Peacock.
What?
Tira could. I guess it could.
Like,
could
June's
just
already
be
a
like
cat.
deer.
Bald
Or like
cat.
a rabbit. No, that's never mind. Like I was thinking
Miko's
like a
a
white
bunny.
rabbit, but Miko is a bunny. Isn't she?
Secretary bird. Those are kind of fun.
I think a deer would probably be okay.
Probably a deer. You know, I feel like ideally if she was a fantasy animal, she'd probably be a unicorn. Abby's already an owl. So we're probably going to say deer.
Dove.
A dove?
Doves are
Doves
so
are-
annoying, bro. When I lived in Pasadena, I had this little AC unit on my bedroom, and oh my gosh, dude, the doves would go and sit on it, and go
I actually...
literally just hours. And I used to run a YouTube channel, and we did live streams with guest artists, and during the stupid stream, they I had to go bang on my AC, and then they'd fly off, and they'd come right back.
I mean, you could say that... Is there an albino deer?
Doves have traumatized me. Dove is
Whoa.
basically a pigeon. Yeah, it's just like a glorified pigeon.
Yeah.
They're rats with wings. Pretty rats with wings.
A white peacock.
Aren't those all males though?
I think that would be a male. I would say we'll
Oh,
probably...
ouchie.
What?
Gonna cook up some AOC fan art?
Yippee! White poodle. Poodle. That sounds kind of prissy.
I think deer.
Deer. I think deer is probably
deer.
doe a deer. I could even imagine like a Tira Dira would be like a silly nickname. Tira's a deer. Yeah, I think we'll do it. We'll do a deer. Okay. If
Y'all ever
someone's
been-
saying Sphinx, y'all want to know what Tira looks like.
Y'all have y'all ever been so annoyed by a dove before though? Be real.
Tira
Because they
looks
tend to
like
get in
this.
annoying places and make noise.
She don't look like a Sphinx to me.
Yeah. Look at that. It's Tira. Tira's here.
Yeah, I think a deer. Like she's like deer pretty, you know? Frog.
I've never seen a dove IRL.
Really?
And hope you never do.
Saluki dog? What's that?
I'm just joking. I don't really care about doves that much. They're fine.
Oh, those are kind of interesting, actually.
Wow.
They're kind of cool.
It's a true story though. I did used to run an interview channel, and I'd have to go bang on the air conditioning unit to get them to go away.
Saluki dog. I mean, that definitely has an elegant feel to it.
Boom, 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 boom.
I think
Can you
maybe
just
we'll
do
just stick with
basic
you for now.
shading to show forms of clothes. We did a stream not too long ago.
Someone's
And
asking what our manga books are like, but we'll
We
answer that later.
did. I did these demos on shading clothing, and we talked about that. I don't. When was this stream exactly? It was on clothing, but yeah, I did some quick demos on shading and rendering clothes.
I'm gonna get more water.
But I would say if you're look for the graphical shapes and understand that when you're shading clothes, really take a look and look at like the shapes, right? You're gonna have hard edges and you're gonna have like soft edges, all right? So when you're shading clothes, and it depends on the lighting, but like when a form changes slowly, like when it wraps like this, and you get a lot of this in clothes, by the way, you get a slow transition. This is a core shadow, like you get a core, right? A soft edge right here. But then when another form overlaps like this, a lot of the time you'll get a hard edge on the overlapping form. So like really look for that kind of stuff, okay? You'll get like soft edge here, right? Like that, and this will be like a soft edge, and you'll get like a hard edge right here. This is what's happening on her arm because her arm is going in front of the shadow. That's a really hard edge, very fast. But because this is turning around slowly, you get soft. And you're going to get a lot of this type of thing. See, like soft,
Ooh,
hard,
hard edges.
soft, right? So just look for that kind of thing because in clothing drawing, you've got all these different soft and hard edges. And then you've also got things like drop shadows, like a drop shadow right here where the clothes are blocking the light and there's a shadow right here. I can show you an example. I'm not going to do a whole clothing demo right now, but I did some clothing paintings in the past, and you see that happening a lot here. So this is like a work that I did, I don't know, last year or something, and you'll see like you've got drop shadows which have this really hard edge. You can use them to describe form. So like this drop shadow or cast shadow describes this form. This cast shadow describes this form. And then when a form rolls away from the light,
The right.
you're right.
Rolls away from the right. I don't know.
It gets darker slowly, right? So look for that kind of stuff. Look for hard edges, soft edges, and lost edges. And just say, there's the edge. You can't see it. Right? Where's the edge? In here. It's probably like, where is it? Like somewhere in here. You can't see it because it's lost. It's all in shadow.
You don't need to show it because it's already blended in with the shadows.
You don't need to show it. Same here.
Lemongrass says, "Thank you, YouTube, for leading me here." Yay!
Where's this edge? Can't see it. It's grouped. We've grouped them together. They have been grouped. Same with like
Dahlia?
Same with like this right here. Like this is a lost edge. The hair to the sleeve or to the collar, that's been grouped. I've just deleted this edge. Here's a little bit of a core. But here's a cast.
Is there a good book that goes over clothing folds, different materials?
You know, funny enough, I have never found a really good book on clothing folds. Like Morpho has one, but it's pretty short and kind of limited. I've been meaning to buy a couple of them to try them out to see. Not a lot. Not honestly that much. We do cover clothes a bit in our book. I'm sure there's some clothing books out there that are pretty good. I haven't found any that are really good in-depth ones. Like Bridgman's drapery is honestly, I didn't think it was super good, like super helpful. It's a little bit. I think the drawings are a little bit vague. Where the heck are?
It's earlier.
You could probably find it. Oh, here it is.
Well, like, okay, so someone's asking what our manga books are like. This is one of our books, Anime Academy: How to Draw Characters. This is our second book. Covers how to draw characters and make your own characters and stuff. Here's some clothing stuff. I have like examples of like the 7 basic folds and like where you would see them.
Honestly, the best education I've ever found on clothes is to take a costume drawing class.
Yeah.
But remember, costume drawing classes, the clothes sit on human bodies. If you cannot draw a basic human mannequin in 3D space, you will not be able to draw clothes very well. It is going to be extremely difficult. It's like one of those stacked skills where it's like, if you want to speak poetry, you've got to know the language.
Yeah. Yeah, this is our book. We drew all the drawings in here. We have we even have like step-by-step like character illustrations and stuff of our characters in here. We have we create a whole set of characters for this book.
Yeah, it's a great book, honestly.
Yeah.
It holds up really well. You can't really see it. There we go.
I love this design. I was really in my dress era in this one. I mean, I'm always in a dress era, but like
do the color codes mean something? You mean on the edge of the pages? Those separate the chapters.
Yeah. I love this dress. I'm so proud of this dress. I want this dress made in real life, but yeah. We do a lot of stuff.
Before. Is that something you look at online? Yeah, there's various costume drawing classes out there. Drapery, costume drawing classes. We have a 14-week clothing and costume drawing class in our anime art school, school online.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of classes, like you can find them. You look up like, I don't know, clothing drawing classes. By the way, if you want to look at our school online.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
We got a card.
Actually, I can show you some of the clothing demos that I have in the class. I like them.
That's a good idea.
All right, so I teach you from the basics of like drawing mannequins to put your clothes on.
Which is important.
Which is
very important.
And then the concepts of like tension and compression, which is like the main categories of folds you'll find.
So that, by the way, that stuff from the book, that's our book on, you can get it on Amazon.
Yep.
It's called Anime Academy: How to Draw Characters.
Yep.
This stuff that Christina is currently showing is from our online school.
Yes.
This is from a 14-week clothing drawing class that we teach. It's self-paced, and it is in our anime art school on that yellow card.
Yep.
That we showed earlier. But so all this stuff is from anime art school.
You know, how to draw clothes on top of mannequins, setting it up. You know, we even go through like different types of shirts, how shirts work. How pants work, different kinds of pants. Look at that variety. I'm all about variety, because I like designing clothes, you know. And then we go into dresses and suits, shoes, rendering materials, showing different properties of materials, like taking notes on the side. I find that this stuff is super helpful when you're like doing studies. And you're like, oh, I'm consciously deciding that this is gonna be round, soft, feathery at the ends, and mostly graphic. So like once I have my notes, I'm like, okay, I know what I'm looking for. I know what I'm gonna draw. So like I draw my stuff based off of my notes. You know, here's silk or satin, whichever it is. You know, all the different qualities. What's their value system, right? I feel like this is not something that you generally see very often, where it's like each different texture will have its own value scale.
Yeah, that's really important, by the way.
Look at the difference. Really, really dark, really, really dark, really, really bright. And occasionally some like middle tones. You don't see this very often.
Yeah. Materials. This is like the properties of material rendering. You'll have very specific value groups that different materials go into. Soft materials tend to be really subtle.
Yeah.
Reflective materials tend to be very contrasty.
So yes, you can find this on our website, drawanime.com.
I think Pinterest photos are totally fine.
Yeah.
We took a class a long time ago by a guy named Andrew Park, and His first couple weeks of the class, we were basically just doing like sweatpants and shirts and sweatshirts because they're very simple clothing. So like you can look up on Pinterest like clothing. Pinterest is fantastic for clothing, by the way, because like they sell tons of clothing on there because a lot of people who browse Pinterest buy clothes. Like sweatshirt. So you can just go and find really, really, really good reference. Like, this is this kind of stuff.
Ooh, oh, I love that.
Come on, turn on. There you go. This is really good. It'll bring you to like different stores online, but this is fantastic for clothing reference. If you're just getting started with doing clothing drawing, this type of reference is really, really good because you get very clear, this is insane smoothing, a very clear tension point, right? There's a tension point. Here's a compression point. Here's a tension point. You can see it coming down there. There's a seam line, ooh, describing your form. Here's a seam line, right? Here's a tension point on the shoulder, seam line, and everything kind of points down in that direction. You got some really good overlaps. This almost turns in. This is almost like a mix between like a diaper fold and like a half lock.
Yeah, it is kind of like a mixture.
So you got part hanging, and then it goes zoop. This is like a diaper fold, but it's so pressed together. You get like a little eye in here. So this is almost between, like a half lock fold is basically a diaper fold where you like kind of take it together.
Yeah, that's true.
Overlap.
You like would join it at the ends.
Yeah. And so you can use Pinterest photos, just look for something that's digestible, right?
Yes.
Try to find something that's easily digestible, I would say. But it's like, it's perfect for it. You know, you can do sweatpants. Like this one right here, literally perfect. This looks like it's been like artificially colored for sure. I would literally just like take the saturation out of that. Like you can tell they've used some sort of filter to make it green, but it doesn't matter. Like
the values work for
the values still work. You could use this to study. Like look at this. There's that exact shape. Look.
Ooh.
That. It was from the other one. This.
Oh my god.
I remember seeing this. It's this same look. Hook. S. And then hook. S. This is the same one. Like these folds show up all the time. It's the same folds everywhere. Like you basically just get the same 7 basic folds, right? But anyways, that's what I would recommend for Pinterest. I wouldn't be afraid of finding reference for clothing on Pinterest at all. Just try not to like overcomplicate it too much if you're a beginner.
You know, I was thinking about this last night, where I was like, oh, what if we made our third book and we were talking about like how to draw people in perspective? I would probably do like a little diagram of people in different perspectives and like showing where the person holding the camera would be. Like imagine you're like the photographer, or you're the person you're the person taking the photos, and you're basically giving like a photo shoot to someone. Like where would you stand? Like if you were to draw someone in this pose, like how would you get to that point? You would need a ladder to climb and look down to get this view. And I was thinking like, oh, well, what about here? Well, basically you would take that same person, but you're like bending down a little bit and take a picture like this.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of fun to visualize, like where you're placing your camera, because that's something that I've always had trouble with.
So when I was looking at this photo for the tampering, see how dark this gets in here underneath of her hand? But then if I come up here, it doesn't get that dark. It's like a lot lighter. If you see this little
I don't think they can.
color slider, YouTube can see it.
Oh, okay.
See, color sample this. It's like as dark as it gets, like in there. Color sample this. It's like as dark as it gets.
Wow.
Color sample this. It's like as dark as it gets. But then you come down here under her hand, boom,
Wow,
way
like
darker.
black.
So to me, it looks like they just put green over top of it and they didn't blend it well.
Interesting.
It's just like like a jacket on Amazon. Like they got a whole bunch of different colors. Like this one's
Yeah, that one
super.
definitely
This
looks
one's
very
super
obvious.
obvious to me.
Yeah.
Like you can tell this is modified a lot because it doesn't get dark in here, and the colors aren't really. They don't really feel right. Like
And-
even
oh.
like this, like you don't get
Even
any.
the color.
Like look at this. You'd get plenty
I
of.
get yucky.
But the green one specifically, right? Like you'd get way more ambient occlusion under there.
Yeah.
Like way more, at least that much. That one's super obvious. The green one though, it just doesn't look right. Something about it to me just doesn't really look very good. But I don't really care that much. This one's right. This one's for sure a photo.
But what if she don't wash it? What if the girl is gnarly? I don't know. Hi, kitty.
They didn't use multiply. That would have made it darker. They probably used like not overlay. I don't know what they used exactly.
I like this pose. I don't draw fighting poses very much. They're hard. I think I should separate this. Maybe I'll finish this pose. There we go.
Gnarly activates chat like 6-7.
Oh, I guess it's like a meme or something.
I feel kitty. Poppy baby, hi. Ugh, you little meow, so cute.
I feel like she knows how to talk to people. She'll be like, I'll be like, oh hi kitty. She'll be like, meh.
Yeah.
She'll just respond. The song. Oh, okay.
Is it?
Maybe I'll work on this a little bit.
Who is Kitty? Poppy?
Poppy, kitty, kitty,
Who is Kitty?
kitty. You want to come say hi? You want to bring her up? There you are, kitty. Okay, she's on the table.
The reason we whistle is because she comes to whistling. She literally will be dead, completely asleep. You start whistling, she'll like wake up, come out of her nest, and come all the way over to you and start rubbing against you. It's something she's always done.
Okay, chat. I'll show you what she looks like.
Puppy, so cute. Look at Applejack's pose, bro.
Oh my gosh. All right. Apple.
There's Applejack.
Our little Poppy not Poppy advertisement. Wow, you're so dark, Poppy. You like literally blend in with the tablet. Now that's value grouping.
Now that's good television.
Who would June cosplay? She'd probably cosplay as a character inside the universe. I don't really know who though.
Yeah.
We'd never really created characters that are like.
What an interesting cat quirk. Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah.
She's a tortie, and she comes to whistling. Always done it. My dad discovered it. It used to be my parents' cat, and then they got 2 dogs, and she didn't like the dogs, so we adopted her.
And we decided
She just always comes to whistling. Can you explain about your class?
Yes,
What do you
absolutely.
want to know about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have an online school. It is called Anime Art School. It is self-paced. It's broken into 3 different terms of 14 weeks each. It is a foundation school. We built it to basically be as much foundation as you can possibly get in 1 year. And yeah, we have a page, drawanime.com.
Right here. I'm trying to lower the not the brightness. I'm trying to get the coolness.
How old do you have to be to apply? You don't. We recommend at least 13. That's how old you have to be to join a Discord server. You don't have to be in the Discord server to join the school, but there is a special channels for the for people who are enrolled. And yeah, it's like a college basically, but it's all self-paced.
Here's Colton's demos and backgrounds. Drawing people in perspective, you know. We try to cover as many like common questions as well. That you guys ask, like people be like, oh, how do you draw people in perspective? Well, actually Colton has a lot of demos on that. How do you draw backgrounds with people in it? Well, we got backgrounds with people in it. Color theory, we talk about. Colton talks about it a lot. Like here, you know, he teaches you how to do this kind of stuff from scratch. Different lighting scenarios, like 2 light sources. How would the shadows react then? How would the colors mix? So I would say it's like a very, very comprehensive class or school.
You can check it out there. What are you doing, Poppy? Are you knocking stuff over?
I don't know. Doesn't look like she knocked anything over. Rendering.
You don't have to apply. You can just get it. It's all self-paced. You buy it, you have it forever, and you can go through it at your own pace. You can come back to it later if you get busy. We built it to be as flexible as possible. So, you know, people who have part-time jobs, people who have full-time jobs that want to get better, it's not something that you have to show up for at a specific time, and you unlock everything forever. I'm so hyped for Christmas stream, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to watch.
It's okay.
That's wild.
That's why we have it on YouTube.
That's wild.
You can watch it on Christmas Day.
That is insane. Enjoy drawing portraits. Are you still 19, Lau, or is your TikTok bio not updated?
She's finished college.
I thought you were like 21. Any tips for choosing canvas size for digital art? Big enough.
I would say in the thousands is pretty good.
I mean, yeah. The ones that are used on stream are generally 5,000 by 6,000. I turned 19 in July. Really? I thought you were like 21.
Yeah, I thought people who... Well, I guess maybe it's different in Argentina, but like...
If you're 19 in Argentina, you're 21 in the United States. That's interesting.
Bro,
I had no idea.
I was as good as you when I was 19. I was dog trash when I was 19.
I went to FZD when I was 19. Look at you, Applejack. You look so comfy. How much does the course cost? $497.
Yep.
$497
USD for all 7 classes.
Yeah, for all the classes.
Yes.
Do I get some kind of mentoring or feedback for like when I'm practicing? No, it's self-paced. So it's like a self-paced college. We do have mentorship programs though. Like if you're interested in feedback, there is that we have mentorship programs that we run. Christina and I both have students right now. So when did you start drawing? Probably like when she was like 4 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. It's a very good value. You know, to give an example, like a lot of people online will sell their classes. It'll be like, I don't know. Like for example, super good class that I took by Yu Ming. It's like, I don't know, 2 or 3. I think it's like $300. It's like, I don't know, 6 hours long. This is like 100 hours of stuff. It's tons and tons of content. It's like a whole college.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're interested in a whole college for like $500, then this is for you.
No fluff, just straight to the point.
Yeah, it's a foundation school.
No need for any prerequisite.
Yeah, we designed the school for people who are like, I want to be a pro and I want to learn foundation, but I don't want to have to go to college for it, or I want it as like a refresher from college or something.
Or I want to supplement it with my other classes, or take it in the summer or whatever.
Yeah, it's like a great attachment for if you're going to college for art or whatever. It's like supplemental resources or whatever.
It can be used in many different ways. Just depends on like what you want to use it for.
Do I give off a wiser vibes? I don't know. Do you? You tell us.
I would say the majority of 20 or young 20s people, I mean, you're pretty close to 20 anyways, so like you definitely fit in that group. They kind of talk like you.
Finish high school at 17, 18, and usually start with college at that age here too. Yeah, it's similar. It's similar here. What brush is that? This is just a default syrup brush. It's not a particularly great brush.
It's not.
It's okay.
It's like...
It's like...
It's
B
like
tier?
good enough. It's B tier.
How do you draw mannequins? You can actually go over to our YouTube channel. We're live streaming there too. You can rewind the stream. We've been live for over 3 hours, so there's a lot of content. There's a lot of content from the stream talking about mannequins, simplified anatomy.
Yes.
You can show some of what we went over.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay. Stuff like this.
Yep. This kind of stuff, that kind of stuff.
How to build from a simple figure like this to that.
Over to this dude. Down to experiments and stuff. Where's like your, and then she was like doodling these later. It's kind of a fun pose.
Yeah. And then how to draw folded arms, just how
But
to
yeah,
break down torsos.
Our YouTube channel is Draw Anime Academy, and you can just go to our live stream there, and YouTube saves it all, so you can just rewind.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't go to art school, so I feel like I'm lacking in the fundamentals. Look, if it makes you feel any better, most art schools don't teach the fundamentals very well.
They don't.
So I don't know if it makes you feel better or worse, but you're on a pretty level playing field with most people in art schools. And education is so incredibly cheap and widely available nowadays. Especially even like streams like this, which are completely free. Like we literally give away like all the secrets. Like,
yeah, we don't gatekeep.
We don't gatekeep anything.
Yep. All the stuff that, all the stuff that we do talk about is stuff in our anime art school. It's just anime art school is the more organized stuff.
So that's not bad for Euro to get better for funsies. Yeah, lots of people do. I've had students take my mentorship. I don't know if you have, but they just want to get better because they just like drawing. They don't even want to be a pro. They're just like, I just want to get better. There was this one girl that took my mentorship. She was like a software developer, and she was like, I just want to get better at art. And she was super cool. She did all the homework every single week. Because like I do one-on-one mentorships, right? What was her name? Was it Sarah as well?
I think it was. Maybe it was another Sarah or something. I don't remember. A lot of Sarahs.
Yeah.
My box is not correct.
Peak content right here for real.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lau. I mean, if I'm going to be completely honest, all the practice I do is for funsies. Like, I literally just want to get better for funsies. It's fun. Like, I don't know why anybody wouldn't want to get better for funsies. Like, if you don't have fun doing it or enjoy it, like, why get better at all?
Yeah.
It's certainly not like one of those careers where it's like the money meta, where like, oh, you become a good artist and you're making insane amounts of money. Like, you'd have to want to do it. So it's like, I honestly think that people who want to be pros and people who just want to get better for fun have the same goals. Like, they draw because they like it. At least I would hope that people draw because they like it. Otherwise, why draw? Like, if you don't like it.
What I don't like about this syrup pen very much is it has like ink poop vibes.
It's got those nasty raggedy edges.
Yeah.
Like, you zoom way in, it's like this. It makes me want to like gag, bro. Like, why?
Yeah. How do people even draw braids? You know, I'm actually working on a thing right now about braids.
On a braid video, yeah.
Yeah, and it's nearly done.
Oh, by the way, as well, I'm working on a setup tour video, so like showing our whole streaming setup and all the tech we use and stuff. Are you guys interested in that sort of thing? Because like, I'm just making it for fun because I think it's interesting.
I think the boys would be interested.
You interested in like how we stream and what our setup is and how we set this whole thing up. We've had occasional questions on stream. I just wanted to make some like 5-minute video to like show people, because we have a pretty extensive setup these days. Like, we started on my phone, but now we have a dedicated streaming PC and a 2-camera setup with an arm and microphones and
all that stuff,
and like a stream deck and all that kind of stuff. So
I
thought it would be kind of neat. Probably gonna be like, I don't know, like 5 minutes long, 5-10 minutes long. I feel like a lot of people, but our setup is unusual as well because we're 2 people. So I think it's kind of just like interesting because we can switch between Christina's stream and mine. Like, anybody in their right minds who would stream art, unless they're doing like a cozy stream, would never have an overhead camera to look at an iPad, right? Like, maybe occasionally. I learned that from Dina. She was a classmate of mine. She ran a YouTube channel, Dina Norland. She ran a YouTube channel for a really long time, and she would do these cozy streams where she would have an iPad cam. And so I took inspiration from her. I even brought her on the my old YouTube channel for an interview. I figure making a video on our setup could just be like, oh, I have a video talking about our setup. You can just go, because people will be like, how are you recording this? What are your
settings?
Every couple of streams will have someone ask about that.
Because they'll be interested in doing a setup like ours.
Wait, but if I made a video about it, then I won't be able to talk about it on stream.
You can still talk about it. You'll be like, oh, well, I guess, I don't know. I think you still talk about it.
What is the benefit to showing your hands while drawing? Well, we started streaming on the phone just on TikTok. So that was the only thing we could do. We just had my phone here, and we had an iPad because Christina had an iPad, and we're just like, let's stream on TikTok. And so that's kind of just what we always did. Mm-hmm. But people like watching a hand. I honestly think it's kind of boring to watch a stream where you just see like a little cursor moving on the screen. I think it's like less immersive and interesting personally. I love watching the hand. I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, bye-bye. What kind of iPad case? We don't have an iPad case.
I think with just the standard.
It's an entertainment factor, right? People get bored pretty easily these days. The fact that there's 2 of us.
Mm-hmm. The fact that we banter.
We banter, yeah. We have fun. We do silliness.
We are silly, I hope.
And having the iPad, like, honestly, me actually getting the upgrade to where I draw on stream is actually a pretty recent thing.
Yeah.
We streamed for well over a year with only the iPad. It wasn't until recently that I actually even put Photoshop on the stream PC, which is also pretty recent.
Yeah.
We streamed from my laptop before.
Yes, we have. Big evolution.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Our stream setup evolution has been a long time coming. Like, it's been a year and a half of slow incremental changes. But the stream setup is like my baby. Like, I did
that is your baby.
Absolutely everything. Every single stream thing, from our green screens to the lights to the cameras to everything. That's like my end of things.
That's the stuff that he really cares about, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I just draw.
I enjoy it.
I'm gonna sleep now, too. It's pretty late. It was a great stream. Thank you, Mr. Canada.
Have a good night.
Good night.
But we're actually really ramping up our YouTube production. We
Yes.
had the clothing video just go out. We have the Huion video that just went out. And Christina's got a video on hands that she's going to be publishing. And she's made a video on braids. But that's a short, right?
That is a short, yes.
And
Probably both on
then
TikTok
I'm
and-
working on the stream tour, the setup tour.
Yes.
And then we're probably going to do some of the draw along homework. The homework ones, like cozy videos that are like, do homework with me. Like, you follow along. Like, who? I don't know who the one was that was talking about those, but we had thought about doing them in the past.
Was it Kevin that I mentioned it?
No, someone in chat. earlier.
Okay.
Like, if you have been putting off doing your stinking 2-point perspective homework, well, I'm going to make a 2-point perspective YouTube video where I do all of the homework.
So you don't have to.
So you have someone to do the homework with.
Yeah.
So you don't, it's like, I'm doing it, so you
feel
don't have to. Actually, I'm doing it, so now you really have to.
Yeah.
What?
I heard a little sound.
Yes, I love those. Yeah, it's the only way to get some people to do their homework.
Accountability.
By seeing your live streams, I am learning a lot. Thank you for doing. Appreciate the compliment. Thank you. Yeah, we like doing it. This type of content is about to explode with AI saturation coming to YouTube. Yeah, I think people really, really like genuine human interaction.
Especially when it comes to art. You know?
Yeah, with art and creativity and all that sort of thing. People just don't like it very much. I don't know if it's just because they're not used to it or if something just feels very uncanny and strange about it. But we've been doing it for a long time. We started our business before AI was ever a thing.
Yeah.
We started it long before. And I think a lot of people with AI are like going back to more of those like hard skills like drawing and painting because it makes them feel more human.
What a time to be alive.
It's like those experiments they did with monkeys where they like gave the little baby monkey like a robot mom.
Oh, that's interesting.
Crazy. How long are your vids usually? You mean YouTube videos? It varies so much.
It does
I
vary.
have one as long as 2 hours, and we have them as long as like 5 or 10 minutes, I think. How do you feel about AI art / music? Not really interested in it. I don't draw to get to the end result as much as I draw to explore creatively and, do things. It's like going to the gym or something. Like if I wanted to lift heavy things, I just get a tractor, but like going to the gym is like a mental thing and health thing more than anything. It's not like so you can lift heavy things, it's to stay healthy. And I see art a lot the same way. It's like I draw because it helps my brain stay healthy.
Yeah.
And it helps me flex my creative muscles. Some people express that through, making pottery. Some people express that through gardening. And some people express that through, decorating their Animal Crossing islands. Like, if I wanted, like, that's the thing, right? Like, you could have AI decorate an island in Animal Crossing, but most people would choose to do it themselves because it's the act of creating. That's the fun part. It's not the result. Like, the result is kind of like this reward, but the result is only satisfying when you put in the hard work to do the thing. That's kind of how I feel about it. I'm just not interested. I don't think AI makes doing art any more how would I say it? I don't feel like AI would add anything to doing art.
Yeah.
It doesn't give me more satisfaction. It doesn't make me feel more creative. It doesn't make me more satisfied with the result. So it's just, there's no benefit. And that's strictly from like a, right, I'm not even talking about like all the, you know, stuff that AI chomps on the internet that they're not supposed to like gobble down, you know. I'm strictly speaking from like a why I'm not even interested in doing it. Because like I think that the argument of like theft and stuff is totally fine. You know, like meaning like I think it's fine to make that argument. I think it's, you know, a very legit argument to make. But for me, like I don't even think it checks out from a creative standpoint, because what happens if all the models are trained on stuff that they're allowed to use? What happens, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I still am not interested in it. It doesn't add anything to my creative juices.
It just feels like, you know, you could live without it.
Yeah. And it's funny because like we have an oil painting teacher and he's just not really that interested in digital art. He's like, I don't really feel like it's going to add anything to my art to do digital. And so he just oil paints. He's like 70 or something. He's a really accomplished painter, been featured in galleries for like 40 years. And he's just like, I don't really need to do digital. He's like, I've been meaning to dabble with it at some point, but And I'm like, and it's like totally fair, like totally fine. And I also think that doing art like allows you to learn about the world and experience the world in a deeper way, right?
Yeah.
Like you learn about all kinds of things. You learn about science and lighting and colors and design and all these interesting things. Yeah, you go outside, you walk around, you draw things, you explore and appreciate the world and nature. Like that's a lot of the reason that I do art. And I don't think AI is going to remove people's desire to live a full, happy, fulfilled life.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to, you know, I think a lot of technology hasn't led to people being happier. I think it's led to like more convenience, but I don't think it's led to people being like living more fulfilled, happy lives. Like, do I think that the invention of TikTok has increased people's quality of life? I don't think so. Which is part of the reason we're on TikTok trying to help. Teach people how to draw and be happy and positive. I don't think that a lot of technology has led to an increase in overall happiness. And I think the same thing with AI. I don't think it's going to allow people to be unhappy more efficiently.
Oh, that's a good way.
Like I just think that. Same with TikTok. Like it allows me to be unhappier faster. You know, I can waste less time and just get misery as fast as possible. It like allows you to do things. It allows you to, I don't know, do a job you hate and find a miserable faster and better. So you can get home and brain rot faster. I don't know. It feels like a Will Weston thing.
It does kind of feel like a Will Weston quote.
You know, fun.
Yeah.
Fun times. I honestly, if I ever get like overwhelmed with the world, in my head I just go we live in GTA 6.
Yep.
Like, dang, that's crazy. Like some crazy thing happens on the news. GTA 6.
Yeah.
And it like helps me digest the craziness of the world. It's like, oh my gosh, like police brutality or like some crazy thing, corruption, government corruption, crazy politicians, just insane, getting away with the most terrible thing. We live in GTA 6.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna live my best life.
Yep.
Like, it's expected. What do you think Grand Theft Auto is a parody of?
Real life?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, that's the thing. They're making fun of the fact that it is reality. And I'm like, we've always lived in crazy world.
It's never changed. I mean, this kind of stuff has also been
And
happening
people-
thousands and thousands of
People
years
get
ago.
so worked up about it. Like, I
Yeah.
just don't. I understand that there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Like, it's insane, you know. But it's like I will only ruin my own life by getting overly worked up about it. Like, I've got a mission to teach people how to draw, and I don't. No matter who is in charge, like, I want to do that mission. You know, I'm not gonna get too distracted by it. I'm gotta live my best life. I'm not really familiar with Android art programs, unfortunately, so I can't say exactly.
Yeah, I think IBIS is an Android compatible program. Bro, sometimes like the craziness of the world does get you depressed though. But it's like I also think like that's the point. You know?
That's the battle.
That is the battle. I would say it's a spiritual battle.
That's
it's
the
a battle
battle.
for your morale. It's a battle for your mind.
It's
We're
always
getting deep
been
here.
the battle.
Yeah, that's true. It has always been the battle. It's like, yeah, like what do you think wars cause? Like it causes unrest. It causes anxiety. It causes like crazy like, you know, mental breakdowns.
Hey,
It's
Maisie.
like, hey, Maisie.
Good to see ya.
But it's like that's also like if you can still be positive in this kind of world, like I think that's when you win.
Oh yeah, who? I was gonna ask some of the people on stream, which one of the girl group would you be?
Which Anime Academy girl are you?
Yes, which Anime Academy girl are you? Anybody who's here who knows the characters.
Yeah.
I was just because I remembered we were like, oh, Maisie's profile picture was like kind of like a June-ish
Ray,
vibe or like a Ray June, but then I was like, which character would you be? Who are you most similar to? I thought about that. I may have Miki energy. That's funny.
I feel like Miki would probably be the most relatable. Like probably a lot of our people would be like, oh yeah, I could probably relate with Miki. I would say I'm actually more of like a Miko.
I'm having Abby or Miko vibes. I don't know your OCs well enough yet.
That's okay. We'll talk about them all. We talk about them a
will.
lot throughout the streams. Because they're part of our brand.
We need like a test, bro.
Oh, like a.
We need a questionnaire, like a quiz. Like, take the Anime Academy quiz. Who are you?
Do you really know? Yeah,
Bro, we need someone to help.
with that, bro, that'd be crazy.
Miki would be demanding head patch for 100k, right? Probably.
Maybe.
I love June. I feel like I'd be Miko. I'm Abby, probably. That's fun.
That's fun. Yeah, I can imagine figurines being Abby, being like an Abby.
Abby's like the girl version of like just a chill dude.
Yeah.
She's like based.
Yeah, like she's
She
just
likes
cool.
outdoorsy stuff.
She's like down to earth, you know.
That's fun. Oh yeah, I saw a thing the other day. It was like, what? Like, do you feel like the back in horseback riding is actually necessary? Like, where else would you ride a horse?
Horse riding.
Horse riding. But anyways, I would probably be June, but I love Naomi.
Naomi is a vibe. As a dude, this is your chance to pretend.
Yeah, for real.
If I were a girl, I'd be XYZ. I mean, there is only one guy, Jake.
Yeah. Dahlia's very Miko. We need to add more guys. We need to like expand the class, you know.
Yeah, we do.
There's like the main group and then there's the class.
We were thinking that Jake would be into photography.
Bye-bye. Have a good one.
Bye.
Thanks for showing up. Where do you even make those quizzes? Quizlet? I don't know. That's what we need to figure out. How do we program a quiz?
Bro, I don't know. I was actually thinking of making Jake freeze in the background and then have Ray here.
Who do you think I'd be? I don't know. I don't really know you. That would be stinking fun to make. Take the Anime Academy quiz.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I love it. You can make the quiz on UQuiz.
That's pretty tempting.
Booklet, Blue Cat, or Kahoot. Just by vibes?
Just by vibes?
Just like probably like a Tira. Lao?
Oh, yeah.
Probably like a Tira,
Probably
just
like
by
a Tira.
vibes.
Yeah.
Tira's very nice, right? Tira and Miko are both very
I would say
sweet.
she's a blend.
I don't really get super strong Miko vibes from Lao.
Yeah, I would say it's more Tira maybe, but it's also I mean, in the texting style, probably feels also a bit like Miki. I would say it's like a blend. A blend, perhaps. Miki, I would say it's like a blend between Miki and Tira, for me.
Yeah.
But
I love Tira.
That's just my like.
I know.
Vibe wise.
Cause you draw her a lot.
Yeah. Tira. I mean, it's Lao is probably Tira biased.
Yeah. Is
Which
Tira
I'm
your
very
favorite?
happy with. Because we need more Tira biases.
Yeah. Who is your favorite, anyways? Tira. I think he usually draws Tira the most.
Who?
Lao.
Yeah.
But Lao draws Miki because she knows I like Miki.
Yeah.
50% this, 25% that. What if we made hybrid characters? So like we blended
like
a Miki and
like
a Tira.
the Junko and the. Oh wait, yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
and
a
then
very long
we
time
put
ago.
that in the quiz.
I think Miki Tira blend was like Mira or Tiki.
June IRL Miki online. I can definitely see that. I think a lot of people have more like intensity online.
Yeah.
That would be kind of fun to make though. Thinking about it. Sent a June whip in art share.
Is it?
We're gonna look.
Yeah. 1 second.
IDK, I love them all. It's hard to choose. I'd normally say June, but I'm not sure. Which one's the most fun?
Fun to imagine.
Draw.
Where is it?
A whip art share.
A whip art share.
Looks like it.
Okay. That's very
cute.
cute. That's heckin' adorable. I love that you just colored one eye so far.
Oh, that's cute. I like that.
I very much like that.
I love that. Nice. Don't I mean whip art share? That is whip art share.
That is whip art share. What are you talking about? Bystander Dragon Media. I don't know how late that was.
Oh, it was a while ago.
Oh.
I said bye.
Oh, okay. Good.
Hi. Hello. You want to wrap up soon?
Yeah, we'll wrap up soon.
How? Okay, never mind. Dahlia went to bed. Lau usually goes to bed earlier, but it's break or vacation or something, right? Who's here anyways? Do you guys ever edit like videos for our YouTube channel a bit?
Or do you mean like make edits?
Make edits of what? Waves? like your lives.
Our lives?
We had that Hope Core edit by
Angelina.
Angelina. That was pretty funny.
That was pretty funny.
No. I mean, the latest video that I published on our YouTube channel was an edit of a live stream. So, like, that was a clothing demo that I did. I'm here lurking while drawing. Nice. Do you ever do caricature drawing? Sometimes. Like a little bit. Not like of people so much, but just like caricaturized characters.
Yeah.
What inking?
This is the syrup brush. I'd probably try to find better brushes than this.
$8.53. Well, maybe we'll wrap up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
It's a cute picture so far. I really like it. I hope I can finish this before Christmas. I'm kind of taking my time on it.
Well, I think we'll wrap it up there.
Have a good night, y'all.
I still want to do stuff tonight.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for showing up and hanging out. Head pats.
Okay, fine. They did do what they were.
You guys are
did
right.
deserve it.
You did get head pats. You did deserve head pats. You hit 100,000.
Good job, chat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Good job.
Good job.
You get Applejack cameo appearance?
Okay. Look at
Oh
him.
my gosh, he looks so cute right now. Oh, you
Oh,
know
look
what
at
you're
that.
doing.
Oh! The toes.
The toe beans.
Oh my gosh, I can't resist.
The toe stretch. You just have to grab them. Wait, squeeze them. Squeeze them one by one. You just have to. Are you kneading in the air? Are you kneading in the air, Apple?
I don't think so.
You're so cute. Scrolled by accident, came back to this. Yep. Couple goals for sure. Thank you.
He's so adorable. Cat goals, more like it, bro. Yeah, couple goals. Yeah. Oof. We got toe beans. Thank you, goat poof. Was bomb poof? Was Pom Poof hitting it this whole time?
Probably, knowing Pom Poof.
Oh my gosh, bro, those little feetsies, I just gotta...
Gotta squeeze those espresso beans. You know your feet are cute, Apple. That's a goofy face.
He's purring a lot. All right, everybody. Have a
Good night.
fantastic night. We will see you later. Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe. Yeah.
Probably. Thank you, everybody. Drawing lessons and lessons on relationships. Funny.
Well, I'll take it.
Thank you. All right. Nighty-night, everybody.
Night-night.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
An Applejack. Meow, 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 meow. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, see ya, YouTube.